Happy Monday. My name's Tiferet, Replicate Arms Combat Android of House Invicta. Seems like it's only been a few hours since we last met, hasn't it? Well, here we are again. We are back with Girls Frontline 2. Gonna continue on with Moonshroud of Requiem. I got about halfway through the event yesterday, and I've been enjoying it the entire time. There hasn't really been like a slow moment, really. It's cool to get like expansion onto like the third gen dolls lore, and the introduction of a new one with Ataraxia, which is really, really cool. So I'm really excited to see how Sextans is going to handle this. As well as finally go to see, well, hopefully see this mother character who's responsible for creating the third gen dolls. And it's going to be interesting to see if she has any like hidden history with Persica or something. Because she's a genius, right? And how does a genius like this go hidden all this time, you know? So it's really going to be interesting to see how it goes. But welcome everyone. I hope everyone's having a great day today. Staying cool, I hope. You know, I wanted to start way early today, but you know, I had some maintenance to go through, and luckily it didn't take all day, so I'm really glad for that. But yeah, but 46% complete. Let's get going. Alright, Neural Labyrinth. Question your creator is a step on the path of awakening that rends all preconceptions. So we left off with Sextans leaving Almo, and she went to the castle. She met Ataraxia, and she's waiting to go see Mother. Almo is being attacked by a different group of mercenaries, even though it's in the red zone, so Helen and all the echelons there are defending it. Currently in the field is the commander with Melanie, Team Groza, Defy, and 404. We're out here, you know, Team A, of course. So, 404 has been tasked with some explosive charges here. Protea and Doris are in charge of managing the surveillance and mapping out of the castle. And everyone else is sneaking into the castle right now. The goal is to retrieve Sextans and to also look for H35, another Helena that's hidden somewhere in here. And according to Melanie, she doesn't have much time, so there's something that's siphoning H35's like life, basically. And before long, she's gonna be like killed by this creature or some kind of entity that's growing stronger and transforming. So who knows what that will be? So let's go see. Alright. 20 minutes earlier. Before the door was knocked on, Sextans was trying to recall what she had done before arriving at this place. She has forgotten many things. All she could do was fill her empty neural cloud with blurry memory fragments. She can barely remember anything else apart from those memories of her birth, which are protected by a special code. A few traces still linger in her neural cloud data, occasionally allowing her to remember that she once signed a multi-year service agreement with the Gerard Group. Of course, the contents of that agreement had long been wiped clean alongside the rest of her data, replaced by painful memories that she would rather not revisit. A certain woman acting as her mother tricked her into participating in that experiment, and since Sextans was a failed product of it, she was carelessly thrown away like electronic waste. Soon after, she met the woman known as the Commander. That Commander took her in and tried to make her an ordinary doll, like those second-gen dolls she once looked down on. Those dolls who lived some kind of Philistine ordinary life. I still wished like in the past events we had a little bit of some small scenes of Sextans just kind of like interacting with some of the dolls. Even though like she really doesn't interact like the others do. She said that she's like stands around and just watches everybody. Alright. Hello, Soltris, what's up? With them, there were no mere enemies that must be dominated, no more riddles that must be solved. Neither was Mother there. Tell her and her sisters that they must create some new world. Her powerful frames, the neural cloud, supremely sophisticated algorithms, all the prowess now reduced to the act of pouring a cup of coffee or making dinner. At most, her neural caught us to remember to beat some high score sitting in a game console. Oh, she's a gamer. Ooh. Sexton's is a gamer, alright. What's this? Is this all she is? Is that all the doll named Sextons does? Then what is the value of her existence? Since she did return to where it all began this time, she intends to find out once and for all. Mother's not ready to see you, Big Sis. She's a scary little girl. Lead the way. The murals once painted in dazzling colors on the hall's domed ceiling have long since faded. Gold leaf and dark red undertones now look like dried bloodstains. Pale moonlight streams down through the arched windows, casting faint patches of light on the floor. Sins walks up to a stone stairs paved in the red carpet. Dozens of dolls stand on either side of the hall, yet she can only hear her own footsteps. She can't help but think back to her time on Elmo, where even a few dolls could get noisy enough for her to temporarily shut off her auditory module. Dixon scans the entire hall and finds no one else here. She isn't here. Please wait for a moment. Ataraxis walks over to one side of the hall and then pulls down a brass lever hidden behind the curtains. After a low mechanical rumble, the hall undergoes what can only be called its true awakening. Warm yellow light turn on one after another. Lavish drapes descend from the dome ceiling, and at the center of the hall, a massive holographic projection screen rises from the floor slowly. Aw, man, I thought you'd be here in person, but it would have been weird that you'd be here, but dang. Oh. On the screen settles into place, a figure appears on it. The dolls turn around, all of them prostrate themselves one after another. Only Ataraxis and Sextons remain standing in silence at the hall center. Your holographic projection. This is the form you choose to meet me. My work schedule does not permit long interruptions. Besides, it makes no real difference to you, my child. What your sensors detect is merely your neural cloud's response to data that feel vaguely familiar. Whether you witness a simulation made by photons and air vibrations, or a figure formed by cells and tissue fluid, the signals you receive are exactly the same. Even so, if I were a lifelike phantom or a real human that stood before you, my choice of appearance affects not the trust and loyalty between us, don't you agree? Yeah, but there's also the sentiment, you know? Being in person, sure, people can always, easily do FaceTime or a phone call or something, right? But there's something that's more important if you're actually there, face to face, when sharing the same space and presence, you know? It's important. Not making up excuses for your cowardice. Damn, okay. Cowardice. It's not cowardice, she's thinking of efficiency. She's one of those kind of people, so that's what I gather from her. She's in the lab, she's working hard, she doesn't have the time to just, she doesn't prioritize, things like this. Her work is more important. You choose to meet me like this because you dare not face me. My dear child, she shows not the slightest displeasure in the face of Sexton's confrontational tone. She simply offers a gentle smile. Sexton feels a chill run down her spine because somewhere within her feels a sense of warmth, stirred in response to that holographic smile. Even her neural cloud slips beyond her control, urging her to be a little kinder towards this woman. Hallucinations born of a disordered neural cloud, led you to certain incorrect conclusions. I do not regard you as a threat. My greatest hallucination was to believe that you were someone worthy of trust. But you betrayed our promise. You addressed me as your child, yet you betrayed me. I love her angry face. TR01A247. If you were referring to your recent experiences, then that was merely an accident. After all, it can be said that this world was built from probabilities. I do not regret what happened to you. But still, you should not be projecting your anger irrationally. After the experiment failed, my neural cloud was wiped and my frame was destroyed. I was discarded in the yellow zone. Was that just merely an accident to you? That's a good point. My child, I truly am sorry. That experiment was conducted without my authorization. Someone forged my signature. As for who betrayed the agreement and sold you out, that was the Orlok conglomerate's doing. I don't know if I believe that. During her birth, there was like a lot of failed, iterations of success, and she didn't even bother even cleaning the broken frames up. So you're telling me that woman, Chiloveg, who was your student, oh shit, used her technology to conduct the escalation experiment on me. And it happened because she managed to deceive you. Yeah, she's not buying it. Freaking Chiloveg. I can provide you with the most definitive answer. That child hadn't even fully grasped the principles of the escalation experiment. All she could do was gamble on the probabilities of every attempt. That's what they call the escalation experiment. Her ignorance, perhaps, stemmed from the awful modification surgeries she underwent. That is the flaw of the Naito. Surgery often results in emotional instability, rendering them unsuited for scientific endeavors. That is why she has earned the title of being my worst student. Also, there's more. So this mother character has more geniuses running around? I mean, Chiloveg was pretty smart, But yeah, she was just batshit crazy though. Very, very theatric, and eccentric. Well, I doubt that she's gonna dismiss her genius just because of that, personality trait. Probably said that because it was smarter. She has smart students. I've already arranged her punishment. She will be undergoing a long period of reflection now. Oh, so she knows that she's back already. This is why I believe we should no longer remain estranged, yes? You can come back. As the first among your sisters, you have earned that right. Oh, she's the first third-gen doll. Okay. Come back. I once gave you strength and boundaries, taught you cognition and logic from nothing, and granted you a stage broad enough for you to show off your abilities. Thus now, I am equally capable of arranging for you a most perfect coming-of-age ceremony. Ooh, what is that supposed to mean? A little voice whispering among promises of divine revelation, a moment reserved for the birth of a glorious monarch. Do you still remember? I once promised you that you would become the most perfect existence in the world, surpassing all things. Oh, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Back then, what we could control was too limited. We could not bear the weight of your designs too great.
Hi, honey.
But things are different now, through your service and research progress brought about by Atarax's birth. You will surpass your sisters and become the strongest among all. Sexton lifts her head to look at the holographic projection. Once that promise had been made, had been Sexton's greatest aspiration, one that she fought madly for. I don't know. Please, Cat. I think she's just trying to trick you. Don't fall for it. Past Artur, Igla, and Cocoon. It's past every doll and human. Yeah, it stands to reason that even though Sextans was the first third-gen doll, currently she's like the weakest third-gen doll, you know? Because every other one that came before her, after her, were improved upon, you know? And I think Igla was well, Ataraxis is the newest one, but before that was Igla. She feels a wave wash over her. Detachment, disinterest, more than anything, a great sense of loss. She didn't understand. She didn't comprehend. But it brought release. Well, that's good. I no longer need it. So she's accepted that she has a new life now that she actually likes, I guess. Sextans closes her eyes. Of the flame of aspiration that burned so bright. Flames that kept her going. Nay, the fire is already gone. Not even embers remain. Pearl of steam rising from a tepid fervor from a mundane coffee cup on Elma's crew deck, however, warmed her heart with another slave. Now I just want to take back what is mine. Well, I wonder what she's after exactly, though. You once said that I would surpass every restraint, but now all I want is to obtain authority over myself. A most terrifying silence falls over the hall once more. Oh, she wants freedom. After a long pause, a faint sigh comes from the other side of the holographic projection. Then that sigh shifts into a soft chuckle. She's not gonna let it go. You have really impressed me. The commander truly does have the power to change it all. Very well, my child, since I do indeed owe you something, and your efforts have indeed earned what you might expect. But what makes you think that I am capable of granting you authority over yourself? Because you are our creator, aren't you? Then you should know that I have no need of any protocols to keep your loyalty. If I wanted servants and soldiers who obeyed unconditionally, I would simply order them from IOP, or manufacture more niters. The cost compiled into you serves a far greater purpose, but not a practical one. But the protocol within my body, the one that controls me, that makes me incapable of defying you or Atarax's summons, what exactly is it? That is your connection to a certain something. You should already know. The power that has been growing alongside you within your frame since birth is the exact reason why you and your sisters are called third-gen dolls. Even so, the end result is that you can manipulate my neural cloud through the Pujam cells within my body. That is not manipulation. What you heard is more like a language belonging to a certain species, one spoken to the Pujam within you. Of course, your conclusion is not entirely mistaken. Your neural cloud can be interfered with, and partial control of your frame can be taken over. That much is true. But that was the necessary price for many performance advantages you hold over other dolls. If you truly wish to be free of its grasp, no matter what, you simply need to pass a single trial to learn how to control it. Uh-oh, is this another trick? Trial. You will see, hear, and touch another world. Oh, shoot, is Skin Energy Nirvana? It is where every doubt shoot. Shin is Energy Nirvana, what the heck? Another world. Search. Threw out a probe in deadly ground, searching for the coordinates of hope. Interesting. though, because the requirements to open the gate is like immense. Now this year she has an easy way to do it. I mean, you know, could easily do it pretty much on a whim, so there must be another way to enter. She has the relics, yeah, she has already a relic that she controls, that's crazy.
逃げられる。さっさと倒れたらどうだ。
But the scale of opening gates, though.
どこを見
If
て
they
も
had the relics that could use to just access Nirvana, then why would Ichigo do a trouble of opening the gates on
交代
a big
する
scale
の
like
が今の
that?
うちよ。
That's the
次の
question.
目
There must be
標を
another
教えてくだ
reason
さ
why.
い。
Her old design. She looked very boyish for the original design. Decay. In the vast shadow, a wounded body and a tormented spirit both sink into rot and fight Nemesis again. Nemesis dolls. I wonder if there's anything that really sets them apart from the other ones, other prejudice, dolls. After steadily making our way through the most of the castle, we finally arrive at the hall where Sextons is. I've been vaguely smelling the odor of rotting plants ever since I entered the castle. It is very similar to the smell from when I rescued Helena. As you move deeper into the hall, the smell grows thicker until I can barely breathe. And then, alas, we witness what was shown earlier in the surveillance footage. Very well, then. You simply need to pass a single trial to learn how to control it. You will see, hear, and touch another world. It is where every doubt within your heart will be answered by God. Within the Great Hall, the dolls who look uncannily similar to Nemesis are prostrated on the floor, worshipping in unison the woman on the holographic projection. The things she's saying stir an ominous feeling within me, especially the part about another world. William may be dead, but judging by all the partisans' activity, their goal hasn't changed. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Gaining access to Nirvana, that remains Paradis's ultimate goal. But is Nirvana really something that can be accessed so easily now? Please come this way, big sis. Led by the girl named Ataraxis, Sextons descends the stairs. Before her stands a tightly sealed door. This is the room that was labeled Underground Wine Cellar on the castle map we obtained. Come, my child. If you can withstand this gift, you will truly be able to possess all you've ever wanted. Possess all I've wanted. As she moves closer, the door begins to shudder. At first it makes only the faintest sound, then it grows until the ground trembles along with it. Seemingly resonating with the trembling, her fingertips quiver slightly when the door handle. Sextons, don't open it. I wonder if that's also a gate. Oh, she looks so cute there. Too late. Holy shit. Tell, what the heck? Since Sextons makes contact with the door, it springs open like a blown gasket. What in the world is this? She opened the gate to hell? What the heck? Oh my god. Even through a protective suit, the cold odor, heavy with the stench of rotting plants, rushes straight through my nasal cavity. That's such a nasty smell, rotting plants. Especially if there's water involved. Oh my god, it's such a nasty smell. My body reacts before I can fully register what I'm seeing. Yeah, I've been coughing too. Oh, wow. Countless Persian cells multiply endlessly around the door. They take the shape of a hand and a brief instant of my hesitation. That is such a cool picture. Look at all these nemesis. Wow. Black tentacles surge out from the door. Oh, that's a Bujo? I want to save this. This looks pretty. of opened the door. I think Mother's tricking her. I mean, I think she intends to destroy Sextons here, but then if she does survive, then that's like another experiment that, that she passes. That's just another experiment, I think. Several of the tentacles closest to us come to stop before Sextons. They move up high like a snake poised to strike. Then the palms of the tentacles suddenly split open, revealing an eye that fixed its cold gaze upon the doll in front of it. It'll be bad if you let it keep growing like this. Uncontrolled growth? The Nemesis dolls don't even care. I raised my weapon, prepared to get the dolls to open fire alongside me. Wait, Commander. Below. Oh, is this the thing that, Nolly was talking about? That this is the creature that's been siphoning the life out of age 35? That child. Beneath that thing. Trembling, Melanie raises her hand and points toward the bougie beyond the door. Farrell, thank you so much for the bits. You mean the Helena, age 35, you sense is under this bougie? Yes, she's being forced to sustain this bougie. Commander, please save her. So how do we disconnect her? Damn it, Sextons, come over here quick. Get away from that thing or you'll be pulled in. Commander, you really are here, for my sake. Oh, you can see it back there. Well, it's more fleshy back there. What are you standing there for? You don't actually believe what she's saying, do you? No, she did, a part of her did. Then hurry up and leave with me. If these Brucian cells spread, we'll all be in trouble. Not to mention, there's also... I tried and rushed forward to grab Sextons, but the dolls had been kneeling on the floor immediately right as one, aiming their weapons at us. The woman in the holographic projection raises a hand to stop them. Pause the ceremony. Give us a moment. Oh. She turns to look at me. The processed holographic image shows only the blurred outline of a woman. Oh, we can't even see her. We finally get a chance to meet, Commander. I had imagined our meeting to be a more dignified occasion, raising our glasses together, speaking of our past, of the choices we made in the present moment. Speaking of the future of this world. But seeing you now, I suddenly started thinking that even unexpected encounters like these are romantic in their own way. It turns out that you and I may be just a curious girl before a hero like you. Alright, Shago. Do take care. I have no interest in discussing the future of this world with one of Paradis's pawns. I'm afraid you have me misunderstood. Paradis or the conglomerate. What's the difference between them two? Please don't impose unnecessary assumptions about someone's identity before you truly understand her, Commander. Perhaps the decade of drifting through the gray areas has dulled her perception. Hedonism is the most inefficient product of human civilization. Even a hero is not immune to it. Belittling me does not make what you've done any more nobler. No, I'm just sympathizing with you. You've been deceived and used time and again by those in power behind the curtains, so you've gradually grown distrustful, convinced that anything claimed to make the world better must be an evil scheme. I mean, that's true. Commander, the world is not strictly black and white. I'm merely an ordinary scientist. Science itself has no stance. Oh, this isn't the same. This is interesting. Because this is the exact same words that the commander told Orphalune when she's talking to her in her experiments. The commander kept telling her, because Orphelina kept saying that, I'm doing this for good, it's for a good reason, even though, like, the color was using her and stuff like that. She was like, oh, it's okay to, like, there's no evil behind it, even though some people are getting, even though they like sacrifices and things like that, No, it was it Orphelina or Orphea? No, it's Orphelune, because they were talking in her lab at the top of the building, and like Orphelune's stance was that she's doing this for the greater good and all this stuff, to help most people. That science must be used for good and stuff. And then the commander was saying, like, no, the science does not have a stance of good or bad. It just is. I remember that. And now she's saying it back to the commander. So this is, wow, that's interesting. That's a flip right there. But scientists too. And that is exactly why I've shown loyalty to Bud. Just never sworn loyalty to any particular faction. I've strived to preserve my neutrality. So is she saying that she's also she's using both Paradus and the conglomerate for her own ends? That she's she's picking her own side, but she's choosing when to help them and when to use them for her things. I can see her doing that to get resources for both and opportunities to do experiments for both. And in biology, many results can only be obtained by maintaining that neutrality, not by choosing a side. Collaborating with Paradus and the conglomerate is like your idea of neutrality. Paradis is nothing more than a refuge where I happen to have stayed for a longer time. Those corporations are merely partners that I trade with. Oh yes, she'll choose her own thing. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay. I've always been loyal to only just science and humanity itself. Any force that helps me move forward can be a friend to me. But you're no friend to them. You too once stood shoulder to shoulder with great researchers in your past. The notions I'm describing should not be unfamiliar to you. We are all simply doing our things in our own way to ensure that life can continue to exist in this terrible world. Yeah. All these poor scientist characters, man. It seems like she has a better grasp of like what a scientist should be. Because Orphea, she was willing to do bad things to help the few that she could. That's why she was like willing to like create like drugs and do terrible experiments so she could like treat what little people she could tell. She condoned a lot of terrible things. But even though her heart was in the right place, and then she started to fall for Paradis's like, cultish crap, and then that led her astray, but luckily in the end she kind of like realized that she fucked up, and she died off screen as a boojum. But, in games like this, if you don't actually see them die, is she really dead? Is still out there as a boojum, so we don't really know. And I wonder if her sister's gonna take her mantle and continue on. So, and then after that we got to Orphelune, who was just really naive. She didn't realize that she was being used. She was just thinking that she was doing something for good. And there's no way that anyone back could use. There's no way that there could be a bad angle to her research and her technology, and that no one would actually like deceive her and do terrible things with her research to advance it. And that was her dilemma. She's like just trying to struggle with science is always good, you know. It can't be used terribly. But you know, she was just naive. Then this lady, she understands, like, okay, science is definitely it should be strictly a neutral thing, without factions and stuff. But I could just use other things to advance, you know, my progress. So she's kind of like a weird. She's like a. I'd say so far, Mother is kind of like more aligned with like kind of Orphea in a way for thinking, but she doesn't have any like sentiment or anything tied to it. She doesn't really care about helping. She just cares about like the end goal, right? Like the ends justify the means sort of thing. So she doesn't really care about, you know, the goals of the moment or the near future. She just focuses on the end. If you mean Persica, then what you've done is in no way worthy of being compared to her. Persica, like Ko Hume and Samantha Shaw. Poor Samantha. Poor Shaw. Dang. I am no different from them. We are all foundational pioneers that seek to chart the unknown abyss that is the future of this planet. As far as I know, they didn't need to draw upon Purdue's strength when they established their theories of doll composition. True enough. However, as I've mentioned, moral concepts are not within my range of consideration. She doesn't care. But think about the decade you spent disconnected from the world. 10 whole years spent in self-exile. Did you really think that the Paradise you once dismantled wouldn't change? All I see is that this time they've gone even sneakier than before. That is because you forced it to change its form, and by doing so, you helped it find a new way to survive. Have you ever wondered why Bujans, creatures like these, slowly began appearing all over the world? Why has Paradise established countless hatcheries in the past decade? And why have so many Helenas been produced during that time? And here's what you're most concerned about. Why do new Naitos continue to appear, even though you've already killed William with your own two hands? So who's the father then? Charles Darwin formally proposed the theory of evolution in 1859. That was when humanity truly began to understand life through the dimension of time. I like that. Though I never thought of it that way. Evolution is not a game about becoming larger. It's the contest of who can adapt best. Looking back from where we stand now to the starting point of civilization, each and every era is filled with impressive levels of ignorance and savagery. Yet all of that was simply mere adaptation to the environment. Your destruction of Paradise was, morally, a heroic act. Perhaps it saved hundreds of millions of lives. But when you did that, you also altered the world's ecology, and in doing so, caused inevitable changes to the human world. In other words, Commander, you're the one who made Brujams come into existence in a certain sense. So she's saying that the Commander was thorough enough in eradicating Paradise. They came back with a vengeance, and all this trouble was inadvertently came as a result of the Commander's failure, I guess one could say, or a lack of thoroughness, really. Oh, she's played mind games now. I mean, in a way, she's right. It's kind of like a good analogy for this is like an infection, right? There's a reason why, doctors will tell people not to take antibiotics as the first form of defense against, a sickness. Because, the more used to antibiotics, the more the body becomes immune to it, in a way, resistant to it. The same goes to certain infections can grow resistance to that sort of antibiotic you were using. So the next time so when it proliferates again, and you try to use that same antibiotic against it, it's not going to be as effective, or not effective at all. So, in a way, it's like if you could look at Paradis as a bacterial infection, and the commander as the antibiotic, the command should destroy every single bacteria, and therefore, now that's come back again, only stronger. Adaption, as Mother has so put it, you know? So, yeah, exactly. Enough. Let's discuss my terms. My name, the sixth Sephiroth in the Kabbalah, the Tree of Life. Hand over Sextons and the girl you've been exploiting. I'm talking about age 35. Do that, and we'll leave for now. Otherwise, this castle yours and everything inside will be nothing but history. Commander's done talking, stone down. I won't doubt that you've made preparations to destroy this place. Forgive me for putting it straight. Given the resources at my disposal, we can build faster than you can destroy, Commander. The reason you've prevailed in every battle to this point has been a great deal to do with your opponents you faced. They've always underestimated you, dismissed your current standing and the meager firepower your dolls attacking carelessly, only to be defeated by your skilled tactics. But Paradis will not underestimate you, nor will I. Behold you in great regard, and respect the force behind you as well. It's more for reasons of my own. I have no wish for you to deviate from your cardinal course. I hope you do exactly what you wish to do. That's it. This does not mean I cannot fight you and win. I really have no desire for a first meeting to end so badly. Oh, she can agree to our terms. Are you telling me that I can do as I please then? Commander, I've kept my eye on you since Frankfurt. Oh. So who are you? You are one of the chosen, yet you seem to have cast aside every arrangement laid out for you. Not even God can stop you from acting in accordance to your own will. Still, I hope you'll give this question some thought for a moment. Humanity is doomed to forever be unable to resist the temptation of relics. I believe that. She's completely correct in that. So long as there are people in power, they will, who could reach a greater power for themselves, they will always be pursued. I believe you'd agree with this point. Even if the rulers of the world can today, their descendants cannot. So, suppose you have the power to make the decision on it. Would you be the one who grips that power herself? Or would you hand it to someone else? That's a good question. For the commander. Commander's trying to safeguard the relics, right? Doesn't want anyone to touch them. So would the commander be willing to take the power of the relics, safeguard them, to wield it so that no one else could? Would the commander be willing to do that? Even though the commander believes that the relics should not be even, touched to begin with. It's like going against her own conviction, right? To betray that for the sake of everything. No answer. Her words leave me silent. That's a good question. It's when it comes down to it, in the moment where that opportunity actually comes down, will the commander be able to do it? Like, if the calyx cannot be destroyed or sealed, and the only way is to have someone that sees its power, even though the cost of that could be very terrible. I wonder. The question of who would best wield the relic technology is one I have considered before, though I have never reached a definite answer. However, the list of those who must never lay their hands on it is a long one, and just now, one more name got added to it. The woman on the other end of the comms device chuckles softly. You say nothing, but I've already seen your answer. Hey, Danny. Clearly, you wouldn't claim it for yourself, and I'm not one of the list of those you trust. He's perceptive. Doesn't matter. We have enough time and space ahead of us. Enough time for us to change your mind. Believe me, I am a more fitting choice than Preska. Alright then, Commander, if you wish to leave, I will see you out. If you wish to witness the Sexton's coming-of-age ceremony, then please don't interfere. Shitaka, let us go. The projection vanishes. Behind us, a spiked iron grill rises from the floor, blocking off Sextons from us. Which means that the ceremony temporarily suspended for her conversation with me is now resuming. Damn it, Sextons, don't go any closer. I try to break through the iron grill to reach Sextons, but the ash gray haired dolls surround us when I do that. These dolls are scary looking. The Nemesis dolls are scary. They're cool, but they're scary. It's a cool exchange. I like that conversation. But the commander is right for the moment being unfazed. She's not gonna fall for like that. That sort of conversation is starting right now. Know what's going on. But we'll think about it. I need upgrades. Cheyenne's weapon. A barrage of confined smoke subsides. Team Girls and Defy have finally defeated the Pride of Stalls. Ataraxis simply stands at the side do all this, watching in silence. She didn't intervene in our fight, nor did she lure in Sextons and continue the coming-of-age ceremony. Oh, she's just learning. Little girl's just chilling and learning. Tactical Nemesis held our skin when I know, right? I know they have a tactical Karalik skin. I think. Although this whole situation happened because of her, she acts as if everything happened now has nothing to do with her at all. I turn to look at Sextons. She stands motionless before the Brucium's enormous body, seemingly thinking something through. However, I notice her fingertips trembling faintly. Sextons, he will be devoured at this rate. Commander, what kind of existence am I to you? Well, she's just trying to find her place in the world. Now's the time for that. Come back on me first, then we can talk it through, alright? Question troubles you. No, fine. Even if though you were annoying as our enemy, you've helped us out plenty since then, haven't you? So I'd say I'd definitely call you a companion. A companion, huh? Oh. She must have felt really lonely being on her own, though, even though she was like the first third gen doll. She's worked on a professional basis with like Cocoon and stuff like that, but for the most part, she never really had anybody. Like the numerous other dolls aboard the Elmo. He held in for a long time already, as long as it is what you want. I'm glad then. From the moment I was born, I believed that I was meant to become a singular existence that stood above everything else in this world. I thought about it endlessly. It was all I could think about how to trample on everyone else beneath my heel. But when I'm on the Elmo, I simply can be one doll among many. I can be the most ordinary of them. I can rely on others, rely on you. Unlike the rest of them, trust you with everything about my existence. You can stand the Alamo no matter what kind of doll you wish to be. Coming back with us has to be better than being devoured by that scary thing in front of you, right? I'm sorry. I can't go back with you. The Prussian said we can, at the moment, by some method. Ultima Neurocloud had forced me to take actions I would never choose. Amy, in that state, to you, would only be a hidden threat rooted in your mind, in your midst. But merging with that revolting thing in front of you doesn't solve the problem either. We'll find a way as long as we manage to leave this place. Give her hope. No, Commander, you don't understand. What I need is right here. A part of me, which is my other half, comes from the thing standing before me. What? Exons doesn't answer me. She steps forward, fixing her gaze on the thing before her. I wonder what she means by that. Its mass has doubled again in the time it took of us to speak. The number of its tentacles have only grown. An eyeball splits open on the palm of each tentacle. They stare, they contemplate, they behold. Sexton stands before the many, a sacrifice offered unto them. For instance, the Kach, corpses of the same mutations as saw when Sextons, Boosphere and Eagle underwent their mutations. See them on the Bujum, a huge tree woven from flesh and blood, perhaps even a moth unfolding its wings, or perhaps some creature that doesn't belong in any memory. She's choosing Bloodborne Baby Squid ending, right? I don't fully understand the specifics, but the Bujum inside me originated from that. The protocol within me is connected to that through the Bujum network between us. So I need to sever that link. Oh. She needs to kill this thing so she can be free. Sever it? How do you plan to do that? When it calls out to me, it also exposes the part inside that is bound to me. All I have to do is cut that off, and I will no longer be controlled. It kind of reminds me of the way, Dartor did it, except she did it, electronically. Of course, if I fail, I've also prepared a way to take it done with me. That's too reckless, I can't let you do that. If everything fails, just let it devour me. That way, at the very least, there would be one less doll who had heard Delmo and would have gone on to written war. Duxton smiles at me. Aw, she's being a hero. I realize that this is the first time I've ever seen her smile like this. First time since the day she arrived aboard Delma. Thank you for the invitation, Commander. That's the first time anyone has ever invited me for anything. Oh, really? It's a pity then, that an ordinary life level isn't suited for me at all. You know, we just gotta help her win. Just gotta help her win. Sextons takes one more step forward and extends her hand. So the Bujum's tentacles split open soundlessly, forming an enormous gluttonous whirlpool that climbs and coils around Sexton's body. It would shoot those tentacles. Our bullets rain upon the Bujum with great prejudice. I contribute what I can by emptying my entire 2 magazines into it, but against its endlessly multiplying cell, such attacks are nothing but a mere trifle. We together cannot stop it. We cannot. What about your heavy weapons? Sextons offering no resistance is quickly dragged to the doorway. Damn. Tentacles retreat to the lair, only a few streaks of mucus remain on the ground where she was dragged from. When the door slams shut, I hear an enormous explosion from within. Whether Sextons had detonated some kind of explosive, or she might have just self-destructed.
想定通りの勝利です。
No way. She's not dead.
本当はもう少し完璧
Did she really blow herself up? No way. It's too early for that. It's too early for that. Let's see if this has any story parts in it. Jansen being decayed. It's time to let the decay in the mind turn roots and bear flowers for a different season. I know, one of the events, at the side, normally the side stories like this don't have a story to it, but one of them did. Which one was that? Oh, there's the one with Helen. I think it was her story.
よ
Okay, so it doesn't have story.
敵に回
Okay,
したのが運の不
so I could skip it. Evacuate. A vast bank of fog hangs over a journey into the unknown. I like how all these events normally like the event titles, the part titles have like almost like a sentence in a way, but these are like very short descriptive titles. Is it over? Blood like black mucus seeps up to the seams of the door. For a moment, an immense silence looms over the whole castle. Ataraxis, who had been watching the whole thing from the side, still wears the same indifferent expression. When the enormous explosion reaches her ears, she only lifts her eyebrows slightly, her face expressing confusion. Why? Why would she cast herself aside? Because she had something she wanted to protect more. Are you incapable of at least understanding that much? She doesn't. She doesn't have that kind of experience. She doesn't have really any attachment in that sort of way. Ataraxis looks at Alva as if mulling over the words in her mind. How could there possibly be anything more important than one's own existence? Please, teach me. You. I mean, don't get mad at her. She genuinely doesn't know. He's been kept in this castle for who knows how long without having any interaction with anyone except from Mother, and then Mother's working all the time. You won't be able to teach you that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She might be like, then why are you here, you know? But what I can't do is dispose of you. Oh shit. God damn it. 15. No, don't escalate it right now. Oh my god. Okay. I don't know, man. Ataraxis is really fast, and she can emit so much energy that she's pretty much immune from a lot of things. Can 15 do it? I don't know. She's like a bruiser, right? She can go toe-to-toe with Igla, because they like the same fighting style in a way. But against a speedster, I don't know. Fire erupts. Bullets spray without warning towards Ataraxis. By the time the dry click of the assault rifle's firing pin striking empty echoes through the air, Ataraxis had already appeared behind Voimastina, which is precisely where the tip of the dagger is waiting for her. Oh shit, she perceived it. The wolf. I wonder if the wolf eye can track her speed. Of all the dolls present, only Voimastina is able to keep pace with her speed. Of course she could. Even Ataraxis seems mildly surprised. Voimastina's dagger cuts into the air near her, only to be stopped by some kind of force. But a steel spike launches from Voimastina's wrist, piercing that layer of self-defense faster than the dagger's spine. Oh shit, she's trying to hit her with a spike, huh? Ataraxis raised her hand to catch a spike that was about to strike her left eye, halting its momentum. A simultaneous downward elbow strike snaps Voimastina's dagger clean in two. Ooh. 15 was trying to blind her. Oh, she's fast. Well, she stopped the spike and destroyed the dagger at the same time. The little girl is strong. Not just fast, but really strong. Voimastina circles behind her in a flash, but Ataraxis turns her body in advance to counter her. A slender wrist catches Voimastina's knee strike head on, a blow heavier than a rocket round. The broom and the shockwave sweep through everything nearby. Damn. Voimastina staggers back a few steps. Part of the armor on her knee had been crushed, sparks scattering from it. Yet Ataraxis hasn't even moved an inch. She simply cops her hands, free of dust. She can't do it. Not on her own, there's no way. Even the Sinbreaker may not even that It's just to be a hindrance, I think. Jeez. Because even, wow, this is the strongest one. Ataraxis is definitely the strongest one. Thank you for the bound, esteemed warrior. What goes your name? Foy Mastina. Foy Mastida. I'll remember it. I felt a most intriguing sensation just then. Might that have been pain? Oh, she doesn't even know what pain feels like. She's like, that was weird. Ataraxis holds out her right hand for us to see. A faint red mark is visible on her index finger. But in the next instant, the mark gets replaced by flawless, smooth skin through some kind of self-healing ability. High-speed regeneration like all the others. So she got slightly bruised. She's like, oh, what's that? Is that what pain feels like? She's like totally unbothered by it too. I never anticipated that. It appears that there are still many things that I have yet to learn. Can we just teach her? I mean, she wants to learn things. Can we just keep teaching her to be a good girl? Commander, would your dolls be able to make me feel more pain if I were to attack with full force? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. If he starts liking pain... See, right now he's curious about it. He's curious about it because it's new. What we don't want is for her to learn to like it, because then that's gonna make her feel more inclined to seek out conflict. I glance at Wemastina's leg. She gives me a nod, firm as steel. I don't know, your leg's already damaged. Want to try? I would very much like to. Full force? Because right now she's just like clay. She's just like not even trying. But if I did, you would certainly die. And Mother already said it. Some kind of high dimension being has, by means we cannot easily understand, bound you to this world. If I killed you, the threads that embody this world would fray into disarray. If that were the case, I could divert us from the future we are meant to walk. I don't see how my life has anything to do with your future. Dance music. For you have already shaped my past. Others may perhaps overlook your significance, but Mother understands you better than anyone. She knows how you changed the trajectory of this world. Commander, I'd never be born if you never fired those 8 rounds into William. And Mother's research would never have made such progress in such a short time. In a way, both you and she are my creators. That's gonna make the commander feel so bad. So, I'll heed Mother's advice that you leave. No, that alone is hardly enough to express my goodwill toward you. How about this then? I'll let you do as you please here. Plunder like a conqueror. Take whatever you want. Don't be too greedy. Like a star saying goodbye to its audience, Ataraxis offers a small curtsy, then disappears to the far end of the dome, leaving us with her parting words. It's getting me kind of scared to see how she develops. There are too many things that could kill you here. Even God could get careless. The dead cannot return. Meanwhile, behind the iron grill, the 3 Bujums we encountered earlier appear. The electronic shackles on their bodies are gone. Cerberus has returned, and now he guards the gates with great fervor. What to redo, Commander? We'll kill him. I stare at the Talisha door before us, hoping for some kind of movement within to rekindle my hope. But there is none. We'll still gotta try to rescue H35. Damn it, is our only choice to abandon her. It's not just sex sins, we'd also have to abandon the girl trapped within the Bujum. Commander, the detonation points around the building have been confirmed. The moment you all are clear, we'll have Michi trigger the explosives. Commander, I understand how you feel, but we've already been inside the red zone for over 10 hours. Your body... Don't worry, this paltry amount of radiation can't hurt me. Anyway, deal with the immediate threats first and secure our retreat. Okay. No, I wanna capture another Helena. She happened to be really cute. That would be really cool. I haven't seen this booty in a while. It's like one of the first ones, so really. Oh, damn, it survived. That's crazy. Wow, it survived.
ご命令を冷静に
Oh, there goes. That thing just like floating around. One of the Brujum's flare-ups with a piercing shriek from in front of us ignored all attacks and charges madly at Pratia. Pratia was unable to dodge in time. She gets slammed against the wall by the beast's enormous strength. The Brujum's eyes flare red, its paws frantically on the floor, with its hooves gathering momentum for another charge at Pratia. Damn! Hey, watch out! Go protect your friend! Krolik does forward to tackle Pratia. The two of them roll out of the way together. The Brujum barely scrapes past their bodies as it slams into the tightly shut door, creating a massive crater on it. Thanks, I thought that was it for me. Nothing to thank me for. Anyway, I just paid you back the favor. You and Sundere. You got it. I mean, she is. Oh, that's great. She's smiling through it too. Good lord. I did not expect that. That's cute. Huh? Who are you calling back? Well, the two of them dodge another attack. The other two Brujums, their injured ribcages heaving with labored breath, fix their blood-red eyes on their position, ready to attack at any moment. Wait, these Brujums seem abnormal. The target is that door. Pratia, Carol, get out of the way. Oh, after the door. The two of them leap to the sides of the door. All three beasts charged forward at once. Why are they doing that? Oh, someone in Rage 35 is calling them. But the door is not as fragile as it seems. It only gives off a dull echo. Kuchi holds the position firmly, guarding the boundary between the two rooms. Oh, they try to break the door down. The team Brujums turn the gaze towards the door. They stop paying attention to our attacks and shift their assault toward the door. Better, this is a great chance for us to retreat. I wonder if, Atyrexis has told them to do this. Because they know that what we want is inside there. Commander, please prioritize your own safety. Commander, please give the order. No, we're good. We're cold. There's no threat right now. We're good. Thunderous impacts within the hall refuse to fade away. Bizarre. There was no other way to describe this behavior. I felt myself ponder. Alva's right. This is the best moment for us to retreat. But deep down, I can't shake the feeling that the truth I've yet to uncover lies beneath the Brujum's strange behavior. Retreat? But we still have no leads on that girl. Willie, can you still sense that girl? I can. Commander, that girl is still alive. She's very weak, but her consciousness is still there. Louis Brujum's charging in. They're trying to repair that monster inside. Repair the monster inside? Oh, that's not good. That's not good. So we gotta get in there somehow before they do. I turned toward the door when the Brujum's its injured horn lowered, is barreling toward it. After all those violent impacts, the door is now riddled with dents and craters. It no longer seems as impregnable as it did at the start. Following the latest impact, a deep boom that sends tremors through the whole portico below process was controlling them. They move with neither order nor technique. They channel nothing but the savagery of wanton force, hurling their weight at this barrier. No, they broke it. Oh, they're in. That's a lab. Is it a lab? No. After an earth-shattering crash, the door is finally ripped from its frame, slamming into the ground with enough force to kick up a plume of dust and smoke. At last, I can now see clearly what lies behind the door. A great rot. My eyes scan, see behind those wooden windows, and I pause. Therein lies a great grotesque, enough to make you thought-prepared wretch. The walls and ceiling of the room have been marred for eternity by splattered blood and chunks of mangled tissue. Sextons must have detonated what was the most powerful explosive we had aboard Elmo. The enormous mass of flesh formed by weaving countless intertwined tentacles now crawls on the floor, writhing as if struggling to reassemble itself. Okay, we gotta grab the girl. Gotta grab her quick. It has lost the intimidating presence it had before. Its tentacles lie scattered and broken, its eyeballs rolling across the ground. Its wounds twitch faintly beneath layers of overlapping tissue, seemingly trying to mend itself, but the damage is too great. They cannot heal immediately. But the deep visions charge at this creature before we can react. One after another, they sink into its enormous body and are absorbed, becoming part of its flesh. Damn. Billy, are you sure? I'm sure. The detection device Alpha carries looked at a series of alerts. This is a signal similar to the previous one. Oh, that's where the pulses come from. So this is what was emitting the normal pulse we detected. Commander, it's repairing itself. If we don't reach you now, it'll be too late. I glance and I'll leave that at the massive bush within, now stirring once again. We can't, there's still someone alive in there. I run towards the doorway, towards the direction where Melanie's sensei, Helena. The doll's gunfire follow close behind, charging back the tentacles that try to reach for me. Can we rescue her? Can we rescue her now? Another Helena? Was it getting too late? She's like almost dead. It's like, that girl's like almost dead. Destiny's pull. Destiny guides your path and gives you the courage to advance. Whoa. To cut Ticeret Boojum that has spawned countless tentacles. Its creative growth is terrifying, and the surface of its tentacles is covered in a layer that resembles plant cellulose, granting it both resilience and hardness. It's a fur one. Beneath the Boojum's massive body lies what appears to be a network of low-temperature pipes and reactions systems. Oh, under it. Some kind of liquid courses through them, maintaining a deadly equilibrium. I only realized when I look closer that the liquid is filled with what appears to be like flesh and tissue. The Boojum's body is the final destination for this flow of nutrient solution. An enormous round pit sits at the far center of the cellar, sinking straight down to the earth. The pit's walls are now covered in spider webs like cracks from Sexton's explosion. When I look down into the pit, I realize that the space there is bent in some unnatural way. A faint flickering glow blocks our view from whatever lies inside. What a familiar sensation. For some reason, the closer I approach, the more distorted my thoughts become. Psychic attack? Something there. Something appeared. Visions that cross their mind. They don't belong to me. They belong to the countless souls that are arranged in a line before me. And my body is but a mere vessel that passes through, seeing them unfold in each passing moment. I'm done for. Cure infection, it's getting worse and worse. Oh, commencing the voices of the dead. I can hardly catch my breath, but I'm worried that breathing too deeply will increase my intake of radioactive particles. I glanced down at the radiation monitor and let out a bitter laugh. I can't even display a specific value now. Can you send a doll in here instead to retrieve the Helena? 8:35, what Earth are you? If you're still alive, answer me. search the area, a beam of light suddenly emerges from the bottom of the pit. It's down there. Whatever the light brushes Bushum, the dimmed collapsed vessels embedded on spotty light up. The light travels along its withered tentacle through its flesh, surging to its whole body. The wounds left by the explosion slowly seal themselves shut and regain their shine where the light passes. The tentacles have been slumped parallel to the ground all rise at once, and with terrifying force gathered behind them, they lashed out towards me. Oh, it's come back to life! Commander, behind you! At Rosa's warning, I draw my pistol and blind fire several rounds over my shoulder, then dodge another tentacle strike. I thought the commander was out of ammunition. The three potions that charged and appeared to have been melted down by the tentacle monster. Their flesh, their plant tissue, their crystals, all of it has been absorbed by the enormous Buja before me. And now, having absorbed all those nutrients, the tentacle Buja fully recovers. Its body has become even larger than before. Damn. Ew, gross. Commander, I've run a simulation based on the Buja's combat capabilities and our current circumstances. If we delay any further, our chance of successful retrieval drops below 10%. You have to make the call now. Fukai, Groza? I'll need you to stay with me. I'll remain here and fight to the very last. Damn, Commander. Would Ataraxis really allow this to happen? Understood? I'll stay with you. Alright, Commander. Alpha, carry out your team's duty. As you wish, Commander. They trust. The trust is ironclad. This bridge will be incredibly difficult to handle, Commander. We'll find a way to open a safe path for you. Please, go forth and do what you came here to do. Commander, do you remember what I told you? How you can pull out another one of your special chicks? Don't forget to ask me for help at critical moments. This seems pretty critical. I glance over at Pertia. She lazily coiled around Karalik, who looks clearly unamused. Perhaps it's a trick of a light, but I think I can catch a flicker of something familiar in one Pertia's eyes. I'll do that if the situation calls for it. Alright. Why don't you just let her do it? She's holding back. She's like clearly amused by this. Oh, Sextance is there. She's alive. Oh shit. That's so funky looking creature. Look at this. Blood tentacle. Ugh, gross. No worries. We'll just got it. Heals? You're not easier. Perfect camouflage.
大丈夫。了解。
Can I target this? I can.
どこを見てるんですか？冷静に。
Immune.
エンジン起動。
Feel figure sound of blood tentacles back to HP. How are we free? Free her. Does that work? It's not. No, it's not even hitting it. And then move her over here for now. Normal attack.
ご命令と言って
Engine
damage. Jesus. What's this? stats? So we can't cheese this thing. I mean, so we're doing damage. Statue in the bottom left. Oh. Large target, bullseye. Consecrated. Each stack reduces final damage. Avalanche. Okay, corrosive. Well, we just put a whole bunch of debuffs on this thing. Death is strong. And then we're doing some damage to it. Don't hurt Nasi, yeah. Alright, it's
訓練の成果ね。
get rid of some of them.
交代するなら今のうちよ。
Can I hit it? Not really, but it's okay.
交代するなら今のうちよ。
Alright, Cheyenne. Pull back. A stack count.
ごめんね。姉ちゃん。
Wait, we're doing a little bit of damage, I guess.
Dance through the temple in the pale moonlight.
I can just hit it.
はいちゃんの
Just keep
射
hammering
撃
it. It's not really hurting us either, so that's fine. I have the White Mastiff. Serious fall. Let me pull back a little bit. Oh, hello. TiferetEvocatus, what's up? How you doing? Welcome, readers. The current plate still goes for late too. We're almost at the end of like this event. Dude, this thing is
さっ
sturdy.
さと倒れたらどうだ。
Is this a red trick to this? Oh,
ごめんね。
shit, what the hell is it doing? Oh, it's like a super weak.
あの
It's like it's super weak. Wow, if we can only free sextons.
みんなのために。了解。
Free pursuit.
どこを見てるんです冷静に。
We got
どう
this.
ってことないわ。
Okay, finish it. Whatever we did, I broke its guard.
現実を知りなさい。
There it is. Whew. I was like, whoa, that's weird. It's not dead yet. The ground around me is already splattered with a layer of Bushin tissue torn apart by gunfire. Compared to the Paradise labs I've broken into the past, this underground lab isn't really all that large. It looks even more cramped because of the huge Bushin before us. But after searching for tanks that would have held Helenas like the ones I found before, or some other hidden space, I failed to find any trace of 835 through a thorough search. Suddenly a tentacle that slipped through the blanket of gunfire cuts off my path. The Brushim's tentacle raises up high. It stops in front of me, and at the center of its palm-like end, its black oily skin tears open. An eyeball stares at me quietly. I don't dare make any sudden moves. I can only meet its gaze in silence. Power Distal shooting. Seeing me trapped by the tentacle, the dolls immediately moved to help me, launching their attack on it. Driven back repeatedly by the overwhelming firepower, the Bushin seems to feel pain. Perhaps merely discontent, as it lets out a low, muffled whimper. Oh! Hey. That's a weird behavior. Calm. It's talking. What? Commander, go. It's Sextons? She's part of it? No, Commander, you don't understand. What I need is right here. A part of me, which is my other half, comes from the thing standing before me. That's right, back in the Yiv. Oh, the song, what? Ikola was the same way. Could it be that the Busham is carrying Sextons? I call out hesitantly. Sextons? Does it have control over it? As though the Busham, struck by some kind of shock, it lets out a long, high-pitched wail of grief. Really? She's in there. If that's the case, she has some control over it. How do we get you out? Right, last time what we did was... Flamis didn't just rip Eagle out of that thing. Pick up the comms device. Everyone's Sextons is still alive. Currently fused with the Brujum and is unable to control herself, so she may attack us at any moment. For now, do whatever you can to keep those tentacles pinned down. I'll think of a way to solve this. With the tactics laid out, each squad carefully carries out their assigned role. The Brujum rides and twists before me, its tentacles nearly seized me several times. Yet they always veer away at the last moment. Oh, she's fighting it. Sextons is fighting it. I can feel that Sextons is doing her best to resist that invisible controlling force, but... Commander, get out of there now. Pertia, come on. We'll get Pertia. Pusham's will. It's impossible to resist. Pollen, no. That's right. My own will, the will of Sextons, is about to be devoured. This is the consequence of being granted power that was never mine in the first place. Not having your base layer present, Prisa, like other dolls, does not mean freedom. That red heart within my body has long since announced the fate I can never escape. Even though, for the first time in my life, I felt that I tried working hard for the sake of others, even though I've cast aside and erased my own frame, my own neural cloud. And still, I wasn't the slightest use to the one I came to admire. Regret, sorrow, fear, and shame. I don't want them to see me like this. I don't want the commander to see me like this. Did I say my farewells properly in my final moment? Did the meaning I wanted to convey get through? Did it cause anyone trouble? Did I manage to express my gratitude? There is so much I regret. And it is precisely this regret that becomes the small, slender thread of safety, still tethering Sexton's self to this world. Oh, she's still there. The sound of bullets striking my frame. That is, if this disgusting mass of tissue made of the cells that are stripping my consciousness away can even still be called a frame. My consciousness is blurry. I can barely keep this restless, writhing body under control any longer. The shame of being watched by the commander and the joy of realizing someone is still fighting for her sake tortures what remains of Sexton's self. A heat unlike any other scorches her soul from within. They're nothing more than people I met just a few months ago. What would it matter if I killed them? As for the commander, all I have to do is hold on and she'll surely find a way. A tangle of complicated thoughts. A heart torn between contradictions. If you submit, the pain will lessen. Oh, that's the Brujum. A voice rises within her neural cloud. you want to become the most outstanding doll, all you have to do is act according to her will. Just like when you were born, isn't it simple? Mother is always right. Oh, that's the other side of her. It's you again. Every single time. But every time you grow a little stronger, don't you? Don't you remember? Think of how the people who once signed agreements with you treated you like royalty. Think of how those weaker dolls bowed in submission before you. If you had stayed on that trajectory, the whole conglomerate would have fell within your grasp. Moving forward, you need only gather enough leverage, and you'd arrive at the destination set for you, wouldn't you? Have you remembered already those memories of the past? My past memories have been restored. That's right. It does seem like much time has passed. The neural cloud data from my birth onward weaving in the storage, arranging into scenes after scene. No, that isn't storage. That's a brain. The initial trivial graft of data multiplied and grew without end. Born as a faint voice in her mind, it spread little by little to take root in every part of her until the last of it became a brain commanding her whole body. It will eventually replace her neural cloud and become her personality, thoughts, her memories. And the consciousness named sex sense would be driven away into the darkest of corners. She has completed her rebirth. That's what she calls a rebirth? Turning to a boojum? That's gross. Very good. Next, kill every one of these meddlesome pests in front of you. Abrasions by his side slipped up, exposing the pale spine within. It begins to flush with a sinister blood red from bottom to top, as if countless blood vessels were dilating beneath the skin. Ugh, gross. The next moment, it is akin to volcanic eruption. Hundreds of tentacles burst forth from its body, from its ground, from the walls, from every crack and crevice surging toward me like a free-flowing lava. Ugh. Is the sex sense gone now? Is there no escape? I'm surrounded by tentacles in an instant. The slick, vicious feeling wraps around me, making it nearly impossible to breathe. Alright, now for the count. The dolls scrambled to coordinate the deployment on the comms channel, trying to carve out a path to survival for me. There are too many tentacles I can't break free right now. There's nothing I can do if this keeps up. As the tentacles wrap around my body, they begin to multiply, seemingly wanting to assimilate me too. Gross. The protective suit is torn open at one spot. The cloud's radiation alarm begins flashing fiercely in red. Oh damn, the command is getting me so fucked up right now. But since I'm right next to the giant Puchin's mouth, the radiation is the least of my immediate worries. Will Suxton's unable to endure? It looks like we have no other means to change the outcome. Uh-oh. Melanie? Yeah, if you can sever H35, I think we'll be safe. No, that voice. Although it seems similar, it isn't Melanie. Could it be Helena? But... oh... it's so hard to breathe that I can't think clearly. There isn't much room for thinking anyway, being in my position. Godol's still fighting. A random machine gun sweeps the boozer, reaching the wall as a large point Percha leaps into the sea of spreading tentacles standing beside me. She thought it sounded like Helena, though. Preacher, how did you? Commander, from now on, please don't ask why. What? That was weird. Preacher doesn't answer. Instead, she seemingly makes her mind about something, giving me a firm nod. The power remaining in me has its limits, so we have one shot at this. Now, please grab my hand tightly. Oh, should she use a healing thing? Close your eyes and follow wherever it guides you. She has a weird power. What the heck is she? That's not a doll ability. stops and everything will happen again. Oh, we're here. I don't know where I am, but it appears I am no longer inside the red zone. If this really is Pretia's doing, then her power is way more awe-inspiring than what 3rd gen dolls can do. She said the kind of that she heard Melanie. This is interesting. What the heck is she? I feel as though all things lie prostrated beneath my feet, while I myself rise and see upwards until I reach the highest point of it all. Not far behind me is the figure of a child facing away from me. Helena, or Melanie. I try to run toward her, but someone behind me holds me back. Neither, actually. Pretia? You. Pretia smiles and shakes her head. Bander, the we that exists right now cannot save her. Cannot yet save her. 4th gen head over 8? Cannot save her. You mean to say that she is... we failed? Age 35. Pretia's unnatural understanding of the situation leaves me speechless. Pretia, how do you know about age 35? Perhaps overheard your conversation with Melanie. Is that so? No, she's hiding something. Wait, but back then... Commander, we're short on time. Let's focus on the problem in front of us, shall we? You're right. Forced my curiosity down. She's here to help after all. And by now, I'm well aware that the miracle she created is by no means easily replicable. I trust you've already worked out how potions are formed, have you? They're a new product of Paradis's experiments. It's not the full picture. Potions are born through Paradis's modifications. They are another partial form of an organism. As for the Helenas, they control them through a connection no one fully understands. The one we face now has grown extra powerful thanks to the special energy provided by age 35. Special energy? Could it be? I believe you already made the correct hypothesis. Yes, it's power from that other side. Oh. Siphoning power from Nirvana, what? So Paradis truly did tread further than ever before. No wonder that woman we met seems so confident. Indeed. She isn't merely the inventor of 3rd gen dolls. She is also the architect of the whole Brujan biological system, and the teacher who created the Helenas. So she is both teacher and mother, what? The energy that gives rise to the pulses, the sacrifice. The medium that bears Nirvana, the Grail. And the anchor point that activates the relics, key. How did she know all this? So if Brushans are a medium that may bear Nirvana, it's actually the reverse. The Bruisums are indeed one of very few things that can actually form a connection with Nirvana and ritually affect each other. Because of its inherently illogical nature, Bruisum cells cannot be killed by human hands unless completely destroyed physically. But an exception exists within Nirvana. And the only way to save sextants is to sever the umbilical cord, connecting the anchor point to the medium. Okay? Right now, that girl's preparing to cut the umbilical cord that feeds the Bruisum. It's unfortunate, but this is the only way to save sextants. So we can't save her, huh? Then what happens to age 35? She's gone. You told me earlier that we can't save her. Are you sure our only choice is to abandon her? There must be another way. If I am not the one here, perhaps there would be. Unfortunately, this is all I can do with my power. In fact, I'm afraid I won't be able to pull off something like this again for a long time. However, if you can wound the Bujum severely enough, it will fall into a state of weakness. That way, it won't be able to harm the girl any further. That is a form of rescue too. Is that something you can accept? Can we just kill it outright? That's almost impossible. This one is simply too large, and the comet strength it possesses is simply not grand enough to physically destroy it. That's why the girl wants to cut the umbilical cord. Extents will be separated from the Bujum once that happens. Then we'll only need to rescue her just like we did before. Aww, so H85 is she's fighting back herself. Still have enough power to protect you from being eroded by the Bujum cells. Please act quickly once we leave this place. Commander, I'm leaving this in your hands. After Percha finishes her sentence, I think for a moment I finally realize what the doll has been telling me. Wait, Percha, did you get all this intel from StateSec? No, you didn't. Who exactly are you? Commander, I'm nothing more than an ordinary doll. I do carry within me a certain particular yearning, yet in the end, I still can't understand her will. Oh, so she's special. Or at least, this wisp of power that remains can help you escape your present plight. Ensure that the girl won't have any more of her life force drawn out by that Bujum. I never understood why she chose me. Are you talking? Wait, you're not talking about Lunestia, are you? But perhaps you did so for this very moment. Hello. Commander, you are a woman beloved and longed after by God, you know? It has to be Lunestia. Now then, let's begin. The scene before me gradually grows clearer. Beside me, Percha smiles as she takes my hand. A warm power flows through my palm. Oh, this music. The Bujum cells stop trying to erode me at the very next moment. All wildly thrashing tentacles freeze in midair, even the eyeballs freeze motionless. I can tell that this Bujum, which has once was Barry's phase of Percha and me not long ago, had developed into an emotion it should not possess towards us. Fear. I scramble to my feet and draw the tactical knife from my belt. The blade, which once gleamed silver, has somehow taken a tinge of deep blue. Cover me, let's cut Sexton's out. Beneath the dense German gut of gunfire, Percha and I move past the tentacles, writhing frantically to avoid us, to instead beneath the Bujum's enormous body. The tentacle-tipped eyeball no longer stares down at me. It squint and narrow, writhing up a frenzy alongside the tentacles they're attached to. Commander, do it now. Damn it. Then said this. I raise my knife high and plunge into the Bujum. A sense of resistance greets the blade, feels like I'm cutting through thick rubber. I follow, I throw all my strength into the hilt and pull it downward. Alright. My voice and the Bujum's low, muffled shrieks mix together, echoing through the castle's basement. It's hacking through it. The blade tears down, ripping through the Bujum's skin to create a horrifying crimson wound. Unlike a normal cut, it seems seared by the fierce blue flame, immediately filling the air with a nauseating stench of scorched flesh. The Bujum's enormous body suddenly curls into a ball, twisting and convulsing. From somewhere within it, a sharp, escaping sound arises, like styrofoam being rubbed together. They stuck to the ground right after like wet mud. The blood-red color drains from the tentacles' tips, fading into a lifeless creation white. The eyeballs roll across the floor, swiftly burning away into a crisp wisp of empty ash. So it has no more power source. The girl must have cut it out. Did we find her? Sexton's eyes are tightly shut. Perhaps the umbilical cord was severed. Her body is no longer attached to the Bujum's tissue. sliding out of it like an innocent newborn. We have to retreat. Okay, get her out. Let's go. I hoist Sexton's up with the last of my strength. Good thing she's much lighter than the usual, with most of her limbs heavily damaged. Pritchett supports my stumbling form as we run toward the lab exit. When I turn around, the tentacles begin to gather and lunge at us in a frenzy. I can almost feel its cold mucus dripping onto the top of my head. Commander, duck! I immediately duck to the side. A grenade grazes past my skull, exploding less than 10 meters behind me. With a broom, a splashing mucus sprays onto my back of my head, makes me glad I'm still wearing the protective suit. Commander, go left. She's through the halls. Cocoon's voice comes through. Pritchett and I immediately turn. The sound of an electrical short circuit is heard. Right after, I sense an ominous movement in the ceiling above. Faster! Consider for a moment that I'm human. You aren't that weak. She's Gorillion's man. I want you to throw back your retort, but still I pour every last ounce of strength I can muster into picking up my base. And truly glad that I did it so the very next moment, because the electrical short, a heavy metal panel comes crashing down, pinning the chasing tentacles that have been closest to me. Almost there. Before Mistina, get the commander. Alpha provides covering fire as one Mistina rushes to us. With both hands, he pulls Pritchett and me onto the steps. The door that was torn off can no longer be closed. All I can do is keep running toward the hall's exit. Team girls that have brought Melanie to safe point long ago immediately moves to meet us when they see us approach. Sorry, Melody. I couldn't save that girl. No, Commander. I sense her feelings. She told me that. She thanks you and looks forward to the future where... Well, so she's still alive. She's just on the other side. Commander, get over here. I wonder if we're gonna meet H35 later on. Rosa stands guard at the door, her hand already on the lever beside the hall's main doors. That's it. We step through the hall's vestibule. He pulls the brass lever. The steel doors slowly descend. After some splattering sounds but tentacles slam against the door, our surroundings finally return to peaceful silence. How about we get out so we can blow this place up? It's been a while since I had to sprint while carrying weight. Wow, Kokai was just like a drill instructor at school. I lower Sextons down, then sit next to her, gasping for breath. Your suit's torn. He need to patch that. Her eyes are tightly closed. She lets out pain moans, seemingly still unconscious. Commander, there's a tear in your protective suit. Please let me help you do some emergency repairs. Alright. I no longer have the strength to move. I slump into place and let Alpha tend to me. She takes out repair tape and seals the breach in the protective suit. We're still in enemy territory. There's no telling what could happen. We need to leave as quickly as possible. Commander, if you find it hard to move right now, I can carry. No, it's fine. You can hold. If you can, could you carry Sextons instead? Commander, don't mind me. Destroy me. Run, hurry. I'm about to hand Sextons over to Mistina when her eyes suddenly open. She looks at Booth with despair. There's another one inside of me. It's my curse. I don't know why it's quiet now, but this is your only chance. Hurry, please. Leave me. You're not going anywhere, girl. Not after all the trouble with to get your ass. You've already been saved, Sextons. Thanks to Pritchett and H35, that thing will no longer trouble you. Now we can finally go home. Let's go back to the Elmo. Home. The Elmo. Do I still have a place like that? That's right. If Ataraxis says this place is her home, then Elmo is your home. I nod to Mistina, signaling her to help. Mistina dips her head silently, then hoists Sextons onto her shoulder. Her concern is well-founded. We cannot afford to linger here any longer. We're not only facing the threat of an enemy attack, my body too seems to have reached its limits. There are still so many mysteries to be solved and so many questions I want to ask. But the thinking will have to wait until we get out of this place. Alright everyone. Quickly, check your gear, then we'll move out at once. Uh-oh. Is she back? Beneath the moonlight, light footsteps approach from afar. No way! Darter? Doll's stop organize their equipment, then turn our gazes toward the end of the corridor. Oh shit! I did not expect her to be here, oh my god. Oh my god, what is she doing here? Oh no, this could be either really good or really bad. Oh god, Lamets, the tragedies will eventually end, but no sacrifice should be taken for granted. Oh bro, this is not good. Putting on the perfect smile with a basic skill for a big lady, or as elegant dance steps and flexible tactics. Oh shit, Tartar. Oh, that's cool. Smith betrayal, only fast and breaking faith both acquire courage. That's her old image in the background, that's cool. Oh shit, Tartar. Ooh, not good. The girl's parasol blocks the moonlight pouring down, shrouding her in a flower-like shadow. She lowers her gaze at Sexton's, currently drooped over Forbustine's shoulders, her lips form a cruel smile. Is this how you celebrate your rebirth, Sextons? Daughter. How unsightly. You'd think you were placed ahead of the rest of us, favored by Mother, yet became such an ungrateful thing. You mad? At least she followed her own will, making a choice that was truly hers. Whereas you, Torturer, are still nothing more than a puppet, dancing to someone else's will. I don't think so. That puppet? No, she's not. Can't defy your mother's commands, so your only choice is to rush here and clean up the mess, no? Amanda, you always imagine things to be simpler than it truly is. I came here not because I was bound by anyone's command. Mother never issues any forced orders to us either. We are always loved, always cherished by Mother. And this extends to even that thing, Sextons. They never really liked each other anyways. That was exactly why you had the chance to escape with your lives, carrying that thing with you. I'm calling her a thing, but I am different. I hate traitors. How can you betray Mother? Why would you think I'd let you go after you betrayed our creator? She lifts her eyes away from Sexton's face. Alright, enough idle talk. I'm guessing you have no intention of handing Sextons over to me. People like you always come charging in, talking about the power of friendship and bonds and whatever on your lips. What a pity, really. Time to bear the rest of you with her. Damn, she just shows up the very end like this? I don't know, man, I think Boy Mestina, 15 by herself can take her. They're stronger than before. Miss Groza, I shall call you that for now. Yeah, she destroyed Groza's first frame. Your courage in facing me after going through all that is quite admirable. In truth, after spending some time with you, I've started to like that personality of yours. Wait, what? She's talking about the evil Groza. Which is why I do not enjoy what I have to do to you next. Talking about the evil Groza, she's in contact with her. However, I was thinking, would ending you right here mean that you won't have to face the suffering to come? What menace are you spewing? Are you retarded? awesome. She just straight out said it. Oh man, I love when the dolls get all crassed like that. It's that's great. Yeah, back in T1, some of the dolls are really like uncouth like that. She's trying to distract us. Be careful, everyone. That's an interesting thing. For those of us at the time, people were like, what the hell is Darter talking about? This is definitely foreshadowing about the other girls. Oh. Which of these do you think is the truth between the image of in the light and the invisible true nature in the dark? OTS 14. Yeah, so she's been in contact with the other one. Well, we're gonna destroy this chick. It's been a long time since we've had to face her. Like, the very beginning of the game. Back when you fucking hell. The last time I fought Darter, I actually didn't legitimately fight her because my dolls were maxed out, you know? Oh my gosh. She says, it's all your fault. That's what she said. Oh my, no say that. Avoid Messina. She's heading your way. With a light turn of Darter's wrist, the parasol's canopy manages to block the bullets fired at her back. The bullet's powerful enough to punch through steel, roar like a downpour upon hitting the ground, upon meeting the parasol, then slide to her plumply, making clunking sounds on the floor. She bends down slightly to side the parasol, then she leaps from the crouched position. She's fighting 15 soul here again? But Mistina opens fire without the slightest hesitation, aiming to drive Darter back with overwhelming firepower. A parasol is both the sturdiest shield and the sharpest spear. But if she can't break through our suppressing gunfire, hands won't be free enough to attack. He grows out support for Mistina. The doubled gunfire roars through the whole room. But when the smoke clears, we find Darter had already arrived right in front of Voimastina. How? The parasol had folded shut at some point, now transformed into a black assault rifle. Darter makes no move to evade. She takes every bullet from Mistina fires head on, riddling her feet with horrifying bullet holes. Jeez, she's committed. But the muzzle of her weapon had long since been trained on Sextons. Oh, she's all in. No? Oh, this is jumping away? A single gunshot rings out softly, jarring sharp in the low but impressive gunfire. Darter, you. Oh, she's hurt. Hurt. Oh, did she get what she wanted to do? Oh, she's laughing. Color's kind of washed out. No one can betray Mother. Oh, she committed herself to destroying Sextons? No, what? Oh, damn, she mad bad. I won't allow it. Not even you, Sextons. Sextons completely loses consciousness. Ooh, the color washing out was crazy. The bullet has bored straight through her chest, leaving a black hole dripping with blood. Have you gone mad, Darter? What good does this do you? Good? I don't know either. Come to think of it, it's true. There really isn't any. But still, I can't help myself. Anyone who looks down on Mother cannot be forgiven. That's simply how I think. So she just tanked all those shots. That's crazy. Hi, firearms.
Hi, honey.
So what about you, Commander? You went against Mother. What good does that do you? Going gets dust, getting yourself turned into something neither dead nor alive
Hi, honey.
by the radiation? What good does that do you? She's nothing more than one more individual who can choose to align with evil. Hi, Kuromaru. I look toward Archer. When our gazes meet, I straightly do see a trace of understanding in those hate-filled eyes. See, your fixation with your sense of justice has carried you all the way here. So, never underestimate the power of obsession. Prepare to embrace your destruction with your blind obsession. You and that mother of yours you keep speaking of. Prepare yourselves. I will erase every last one of you paradise freaks. Oh my, how scary. I'm so scared. What a pity though. You won't be able to do it, Commander. And as for why? It's because Mother is a great existence who has seen through fate itself. Dorothy falls backwards into the crack that split open at the center of the floor. She escaped. She's not dead. A violent quake erupts from the reception room, even more intense than the one during our arrival. Commander, grab my hand. Groza supports me to prevent me from slipping on the increasingly tilting floor. As gray-haired parties swarm from everywhere once again. And double the numbers we encountered before. They chant some kind of incantation in unison, like a final morning prayer before the break of dawn. Commander, we've lost control of the electronic systems. Every exit in the building is closing. Looks like some kind of emergency mode has been triggered. Everyone, the route you just received on terminals is the only one with any chance of escape. Got it. Alva will confirm the escape route. Koza, let's work together, hold off the dolls behind us. Received. On the route maps, Cook has said the castle's main doors have long been sealed. Our only way out is through the other side of the reception room, across the outer courtyard, and down the spiral staircase of the tower on one side of the castle. Up ahead, Alva and Pritchett clear the obstacles in our path, while Vormsman kicks open the locked iron door. Along this to swiftly escape the cramped reception room and arrive upon the open ground of the outer courtyard. Though Team Groza fight successfully hold the line behind us, the Predator stalls remain in relentless pursuit. The intense killing intent radiating from their expressions' faces makes it nearly impossible to link them to Nemesis, who shares their appearance. Those Predator stalls, where on earth did they even come from? If we make it back, I'll ask Nemesis again and see if she remembers anything. We will definitely make it back. The gunshots from my pistol drown out my pounding heartbeat. The bullets pierces through ahead. The already battered party stall falls backwards, falling over the wall behind us with a drop on more than a dozen meters high. Rander, over here. The two dolls standing guard atop the tower, unable to withstand Defy's onslaught. They are quickly rendered incapable of combat. Commander hurried again. On this side is about to close too. There's 1 minute left. Don't get bogged down fighting them. Get into the tower first. The gate is about to close. After confirming that the interior is safe, I sit Melody down on the steps and squirm inside myself. Tower spiral staircase is narrow and steep. The air thick with the cold smell of aged dust and stone. The surrounding walls are thick and solid. They are part of the building's fortifications, after all. Though maintenance is long overdue for the stone steps underfoot, they can still bear everyone's weight. Small bits of stone occasionally roll down the steps as we step on them, falling all the way into the depths of the tower. The steps here are somewhat slippery. Everyone be careful. Wow! Melanie! Kodafik tries to grab Millie, but her outstretched hand grabs only empty air. Belly tumbles down alongside the crushed bits of stone she stepped on. Someone should be carrying this little girl. Damn it, Melanie! What I feared did not happen, and Doy's reassuring voice comes through the comms. Commander, I caught Melanie. Doris, get Melon to a safe place first. Understood, but... Wait, that's... Oh no, Doris, get out there quickly! Is there a trap? It's true. Sound of falling, crashing metal comes from beneath our feet. And Doris, Melanie... What happened? Are you two alright? Commander, Melanie and I are both fine. But our forced hacking triggered the security mechanism here, causing the wire to lock down completely. We can't unlock it unless we have a key or permission to disengage the lockdown. Hacking will take time. Alright, Nemesis, you're up. What's more, the mechanism also set off a small explosion at the gate near the bottom of the tower. The gate is now blocked by rubble. Ooh, blow it up. So we can't even activate our explosives? I'm afraid so. Damn. Tower, one of the defensive fortifications of this ancient structure, has only 2 entrances. One above, one below. Plus the narrow windows on the walls, but those are just so small that only a single hand can fit through them. Just have 15 punch a hole through the wall, and that's all you gotta do. Since the lower exit is now sealed off, we are all trapped inside this salty built tower. It can open. Tyrant, we'll just have to clear the rubble by hand. Commander, hold on, I'll get those stones cleared ASAP. Really? Is that how they can do it? The situation has grown so dire that there's no room left for silence. So someone must step forward in the next moment. Only then can the script keep moving forward. We all already know the ending of the story, but the journey is woven through real sacrifice, blood, and tears. Alright, Nemesis, what tricks you got? Shell cannot wrap a heartbeat. Sharp shards, mirror dreams, memory. Nemesis. No, Nemesis, no. Nemesis, don't. She can solo then? You bastard, what are you doing? Let go. Abodesco. What'd you do? After Nemesis shoves Karolak, the last one still outside with her, into the tower, the door slams shut with a bang. No, why's she staying behind? Our demolition setup, which has gone dark due to the security lockdown, comes back online. I don't know how things turned out this way. No, not Nemesis. Or rather, there are still so many questions I want to ask. But all that adds to me is the overwhelming tremor and the deafening sound of the explosion.
想定通りの勝利。
Aw, man, Nemesis.
本当は
What did you
もう
do
少
that
し
for? Oh, come on, she's not dead. She can't be. She knew the password, huh? Oh, really? We're at the end? Not Nemesis, come on. Empty Shadow. That's Karolak's best friend. At the very edge of your vision, her hollow form appears once again. The next day... Oh, come on, Nemesis has to be alive. Mealing, let's begin. Oh, she's crying. Alright. Wailing no longer trembles in the ops room. She grips the handheld terminals so tightly that her knuckles turn white. The casualty list from the mission is laid out in detail in the center of the screen. The squads have stayed behind to guard the Alamo sustained relatively light injuries. Frames can be repaired by replacing parts. Besides that, Helen's neurocop suffered minor damage. Data recovery will be performed during her next routine maintenance. Among field personnel, 4 losses and injuries were relatively minor. Device losses were mainly ammunition and equipment. It said that they do a detailed list once they go back, so it's not itemized for now. Wailing pauses. He does her best to make her voice sound normal. Oh. Lastly, the squad with the most severe losses, Team Groza. Leader and Karolak had 30% frame damage. They are currently in the repair pods awaiting repair. Lastly, we have... Oh, it's like your big sister. Nemesis. Data's missing. The upstream sinks into silence. Can we go back? To be honest, I no longer remember much of what happened during that day. While waiting for rescue, the shock of the explosion gave me a mild concussion, and prolonged exposure to collapse radiation rendered me unconscious for some time. I'm told that we were rescued from the tower by 4-4 not long after the explosion. We discovered that the castle's entire courtyard had already been blown to smithereens. Team Girls and Squad 4-4 escorted Melody and me back to Elmo first, while Alva, Voimistina, and Prettia stayed for some time near the castle, waiting for the fire from the explosion to die down before making a preliminary assessment of the situation. According to the report, the severed bits of those produce dolls got mixed together after the explosion. They couldn't identify which of them was part of Nemesis's frame. That makes it hard because they're all Nemesis frames. Once they have Simone R, we will conduct another in-depth investigation of the area surrounding the old castle. We've decided to put Nemesis as missing for now, at least until her frame can be conclusively confirmed destroyed. How's Sexton soon, by the way? Is there still a chance for her to wake up? Sexton's current conditions beyond what I can handle, so for now I've handed her over to Miss Dandelion. Let's just leave to her then. Weiling's understanding of third gen dolls is limited. All we can do is wait to see if Dandelion can do anything. Still, we did bring back her frame, so there's always hope that she might wake up. After that, each squad took part in the mission gave their own mission report. The documents culturally brought back from the castle room had been fully analyzed. We obtained some data on Darterer, and the same for the doll under the codename Juno. Juno? Is another one now? The contents indicate that both dolls had recently returned to the castle for free maintenance, although we don't know why they did so. It must have been connected with Sexton's rebirth ceremony. Perhaps Darterer's abnormal behavior is actually connected to this chain of events. I also managed to confirm many things previously unknown to this mission. First, regarding Paradise's activities. After I shot William dead, new individuals kept rights within Paradise, taking over and attempting to continue the research he had conducted back then. Shielveg is not alone, and the Leov incident wasn't some aftershock from 10 years ago, but an entirely new probe attempted by Paradise. Second, I initially thought that third-gen dolls were merely employed by the conglomerate, but now it seems that things aren't that simple. Conglomerate and someone within Paradise appears to jointly hold authority over them. Perhaps the specifics will only become clear once Dandelion finishes dealing with Sexton's situation. Still, we know now that Paradise and the club are fully in leagues with one another. We could even say that Paradise is ambitious enough that they'd allow the conglomerate that'd swallow the conglomerate whole if they could do it. You can tell from the degree of the third-gen doll's chokehold over the conglomerate that they've clearly been working on this plan for a very long time. Lastly, regarding the Helena project. Melanie told me that the Helena designated H-35 as a test subject is currently heavily involved in Paradise's experiments. My failure to rescue her is my biggest regret. I was so close to her help back in that one moment. But now that I'm thinking about it, what troubles me greatly is the strange feeling I had when I approached where she was. I remember feeling something like that back in Theav as well. There may be subtle differences between them, but I'm quite certain that it's the same kind of thing. Commander. Commander? No? The meeting is over. I lift my head, only then do I realize that everyone in the upstream is staring at me. I wave my hand till everyone leave while I myself remain sitting motionless in the chair. Right. Pritch, may I have a word with you? Yeah, this is the wild card right here. Sure. After everyone gathers the documents and leaves the ops room, I gesture for Pritch and sit down beside me. Surely you have much to ask me. Your thoughts are quite subtle. You're right, but I don't know where to even begin. And why not start with the special abilities I displayed? That should be what you're most interested in, no? Are you willing to talk about it? Then let's start there. We don't really have any other choice anyway. Commander, if we're talking about choices, I have to say that you have so many choices and options in your hands, yet you always choose the path that leads toward the future. You are an incredibly kind person. I think that is why the world chose you. How did she know all these weird things? The world chose me? That's right, that's exactly what I think it is. After all, though I'm the anchor point for her descent, you and I am still not qualified enough to know her name. Her. But you are qualified to know everything. And thus, at this very moment, I sit here beside you. I fall silent again, waiting for Pregia to speak. It's so cryptic. I don't know why she chose me. Perhaps it's because my processing power is great enough to support her in weaving a dream. Perhaps it was coincidence, or perhaps it was simply fate's arrangement. But in any case, she descended here, and upon leaving, she left behind a portion of her power. You already know
Hi, honey.
that this power belonged to Nirvana, who, hi Band-Aid, has to be Lanestia. So you were able to suppress Bujans because of. I'm afraid that the me right now can no longer explain it to you well. What I still can say is that she does not permit Bujans to enter Nirvana. Yeah, it has to be her. And that the power of Nirvana is also one of the few existences capable of completely annihilating a Bujum. I wonder if Paradis would study such a thing. Though, there are still many questions I want to ask. Pritchard shakes her head. It's alright, there's no need to rush to understand the answers. If you wish to create the future, there must be something unknown to you. And precisely because of that, you can do what you cannot. I think it over for a long time, but in the end, I simply voiced my final request. Hey, could you? Would it be possible to? Pritchard seems to know what I'm about to ask and really shakes her head. Oh, we're trying to send a message. I exhausted all my power she left behind while dealing with the situation we faced. I can no longer sense her. Though I will probably become her eyes again, I'm afraid I won't be able to guide the power of Nirvana for a long time. Unless she wishes to change something through me once again. Sorry, Commander. I cannot help you convey your thoughts and feelings to her. Damn. They came in so vague, but those who played the first one, people who are new to this game are probably wondering, like, who the hell is her? Who is she? But from the players of Girls Frontline 1, they know exactly who it is, without her even saying who it is. But please believe that everything in fate's arrangement. Please don't worry. Because when she bid me farewell, she told me that in a future not so far away, due to certain events, the two of you would surely meet again, and when that time comes, it will be her seeking help from you. Okay. Once that happens, she hopes that you, Commander, would hold her hand just like you did in the past. Now is that really sentiments of M4, or is that the sentiments of Lunacia? As Bridget says this, she grabs my hand as though passing something on to me. The warmth from her palm somehow feels more familiar than how her hands themselves feel to me. The two of us stay silent for a long while. There's one more thing I want to ask. About Nemesis. What did she say at the end? Ah, so it's about that. Indeed, I actually wanted to ask Nemesis some questions directly just now, but I understand that you have questions about her identity. Not just her identity, there's also... I understand. I don't know the specifics myself, but she's a good kid. At the very end, she said that she would hack into the neural clouds of those produce dolls, and through them, take control of the whole castle's wiring and circuitry. Shit, she could do that? Damn. April would be able to escape that way. That's why they were able to use explosives again. Was there anything else? That was all of it. After all, things were quite urgent back then, yeah? I know what you want to hear, but back then she really didn't have time to say something like, I'll definitely come back alive to find you guys. Maybe. But not saying it doesn't mean she won't do it. So let's hold on to that feeling and pray for her together. Well, that's a nice thing to say. A week later, Dandelion calls me to the mage's room saying that Sexton Zerocod is showing signs of recovery. While I hurry over, I see Sexton still inside the pod, barely maintaining the stability of neural cloud data through the link Dandelion established. How is she? Oh my, your condition can only be described as super terrible. Alright, it's straightforward. If he wasn't brought back in time, even a tiny bit of neural cloud data might not have been saved. Dotrine's final shot landed right in her neural cloud's core, an absolutely destructive blow, no question. To be so ruthless towards her own older sister, looks like that child really does have a bright future ahead of her. Why on earth did she do it? Just to punish a traitor? Was there really a need to go that far? Don't underestimate Doll's sense of self. Someone achieves what you cannot. Jealousy would come naturally. When such a heart of jealousy sprouts, grows and ferments, it grows into an abomination that even the individual herself can't control. If you look at it that way, third-gen doll is actually quite similar to humans. Commander, perhaps you too are being envied by someone at this very moment. That's Lentine. That's Lentine. Who would envy a wanted fugitive with an official URNC bounty? Haha, all I can say is you underestimate yourself far too much. Perhaps the reason for your bounty is the reason for someone's envy towards you. For a moment, neither of us speaks. Finally, Dandelion turns her gaze back to Sexton's. I said before that the Boojum Hub can't think rationally, make instinctive reactions, didn't I? I have to retract that statement. Oh. Although Sexton's condition is dire, the breach within her body has become highly assimilated with her neurocloud, protecting her basic data from Dartra's bullet. Oh shit. Okay. I think this might be some kind of instinct. After a certain connection was severed, the Boojum within her changed in nature. It began to work solely for her sake. In any case, her neurocloud core is now being sustained by the Boojum cell in its place. Can only be repaired by those Boojum cells themselves. Still, thanks to Dartra, she is now completely free of their control. If the conglomerate produce or some Boojum or whatever dials her up, they just get static. Oh, so she's finally free. So that's the rebirth. So technically, Mother was correct. She has achieved a higher, existence. On the flip side, however, since she lost much of her Bujin cells, she can no longer display the full power of a third-gen doll. Even if we had a way to repair her frame, at most she could perform about this level of those twin dolls she captured in Makosh. Okay. She's on the level of, combat-wise, she's on the level of Thea and, Gaia. But, you know, those two dolls are still pretty damn good. Still higher spec than, you know, typical second gens. We're fine even without those cells. We're now in a position to prepare a better fame for her. I mean, theoretically, we could restore Sexton to full power. It just needs parts and all that stuff. Swapping frames won't work. I just said that her neural cloud core is damaged, didn't I? Right now, her neural cloud is basically being run by the Bujim hub in this place. Though there are large gaps when it comes to memory. Fortunately, we made a backup when we examined her before, so right now, I'm using that backup to store as much of her memory as possible. They nerfed the boss character, I know how to make it playable. As for how much can be stored, that would depend entirely on her own will. I mean, if we had like a full-powered Sextons, that's like, you know, all you need is like her or Air 15, and then nothing else will matter. I hope that she still retains some of her, like, regeneration, though. Sever the connection to the system you were born with, to no longer rely on anyone, to build a new self-conscious by your own strength alone. It comes at an ineffable, bloody price. All I can do is wish you good luck. By the way, doing all this cost me quite a bit of time and effort. Oh boy, here we go. She wants to praise again. Here we go again. So basically, Sextons just needs to like heal like a normal person, basically for the cells to do its work. Who even remembers when I came here for a vacation? I mean, that's true, yeah. Thank you for your hard work. What? I didn't quite catch that. We could say that a little louder. No, a little more generously. To the rescue, Commander. What a terrible time to wake up. She just wants praise. Dandelion just wants to be spoiled a little. And whose fault is it but yours, being so loud? Ignoring Dandelion's protesting, I walk up to the pod containing Sextons and switch on my comms. Sextons, how do you feel? I'm back. Yep, you're back on Elmo. So sorry, It's alright. If you can't remember the past, so be it. From now on, you're a member of the Elmo. That's the only thing you need to remember. Yo, if only the Chematic would be so kind and gentle with me, too. I love Dandelion, she's one of my favorites. I understand. And also, thank you, Miss Dandelion. Huh? You noticed me? And here I thought I was quite discreet about it. Doesn't that mean your neural cloud reconstruction is already going well enough? Well enough for you to perceive my presence. Looks like you can start ordering her missing parts, Commander. You won't have to throw her in recycling as per your plans. She's so joking. Dandelion. This joke wasn't all that are inappropriate for her at the timing, was it? She brought it up herself. Help me order the parts on the black market. Order received. Dandelion's projection goes dark. Only Sextons and I remain in the mentions room. I love Dandelion, he's great. But I don't know what I should say. Why don't you just get some proper rest for now? Man. What's wrong? I pressed myself against the comms device, trying to make out what Sexton's voice. You believe when you face such a creature, you dare to use your human body too. Yes, I believe in you. Even though I cannot be loyal? Oh, you can now. Understand what you mean, Sixth Sense. A doll possesses full authority over herself, cannot pledge loyalty to anyone through the form of a code imprint. Oh, she does show on. So the concept of free will loyalty is like really new for her then. Those two things are mutually contradictory. But it also means we can try trusting each other. Just like everyone else on board Almo. But, my lady, I cannot serve you on my original strength. I am already useless. My lady, oh, how polite. I'd give you a higher rating than yourself. I'd give you a higher rating than you'd give yourself. Oh, you didn't justify your own creator, but you defied the fate imposed upon you. And what's more, you successfully mastered the Bujum cells within your body. You proved to us that a third-gen doll is capable of changing her own fate. And it's also because of you that the mask of that woman was pierced, that he may know who I should be bringing down from now on. My lady, your life may have been relatively simple and straightforward in the past. They gave the orders, you carried them out. No need to question, no need to think. From now on, you may have to deliberate on matters far more complicated. You must rely on the choices made by your heart. You must now start learning about this world the same way a human infant does. You won't know that fire is hot until you touch it. You won't realize that the path has ended until you walk into a wall. This process will be quite painful. Perhaps you'll also go through struggles, doubts, soul-searching, and rebellion. Through this, you'll discover a road never walked before, one that truly belongs to you. Of course, my understanding of doll technology is quite shallow, but I think that's more or less how the principle goes. You seem to be talking about a certain someone. She's like, comments like talking to her about herself as well, you know? No, I am not. I give Sixth Sense a smile. So right now, the you of the present is the best version of yourself. Rest well. I'll be waiting for you. Seek command, my master. Oh, it's so nice. Oh boy. Here's the epilogue. I hope Sixth Sense takes more involvement in the story moving forward. Doctor had not anticipated that she would wake up so soon. Also, she still remembers what happened in the castle at the end. She killed Sixth Sense with her own two hands. Oh, is she gonna be punished? Upon realizing this, Darcher shudders. It means that her neural cloud is still perfectly intact. This seems like a deliberate punishment. Darcher hurriedly shuts her eyes. Pretending to be asleep won't work, my child. She's pretending to be asleep so she could avoid punishment. That's something a kid would do. Matt. Oh, she's face to face. This is for real. Oh, she's shaking. Mama? The Dodger tries to sit up, but she finds herself tied to a cold machine. Uh-oh. The parts destroyed by the second-gen doll, as reckless and brutish as an old heavy-duty excavator, had all been removed, exposing clumps of tissue and densely packed wiring within, along with a large number of newly replaced modules. She had been repaired. Yet Dotra's heart is filled with despair because she did not want to appear before Mother like this. Damn it, that doll is nothing but an old relic from many years ago. Yeah, that's what happens when you go against 15. You get thrashed. he stands a chance is freaking Igla or Ataraxis. Hatred toward the enemy flashed through Darcher's narrow cloud for only an instant. Thought it was quickly replaced by fear. Is there anything else you wish to say? Oh no. She does look like a cowering child. Mother, I was being stubborn. I did something you did not tell me to do. But even so, Mother still gently repaired me. Is it because I have been forgiven? She can throw you away like she did the Sextons. The commander. She wounded the prototype, severed the connections with H-35, and dug Sextons out. Having witnessed all this up close, surely he must have also seen the power behind those actions. The prototype. Wounded the prototype. Is she talking about the Bujim or is she talking about Ataraxis? And if she is talking about Ataraxis, she's a prototype? Oh shit. Callum, tell me everything you know. All of it. I didn't see it. I see. It seems I've gotten my hopes up too high. Aw, no. She looks so pitiful. Hearing Mother's sigh, Darcher feels despair and grief surge against her crumbling neural clouds like a raging tide. Clear liquid wells up in the corner of her eyes. I'm sorry. She looks so pitiful. Oh my gosh, she looks so pitiful. I kind of feel bad for her, but at the same time, she's such a brat. Flo, I'm gonna save that because she looks too pitiful not to save it. Oh man. So you got ahead of herself. Oh my goodness, that's good. I caught her mid-blink. Okay, she looks kind of fucked up, but let me get another one. Yeah. Oh, Darcher. I wonder if she's gonna get punished, because she wasn't really supposed to interfere, I think. She was just supposed to, observe. She can no longer make a sound. It's obvious Mother does not want to hear her excuses. Don't worry, I'm not angry with you. I'm just disappointed. You have been a delicate child from the very beginning, daughter. You have always been more sentimental compared to your sisters and more greedy for emotional comfort and reassurance. Daughter struggles to look toward her, trying to evaporate the tears pooling in her eyes. A scene from the past appears before her, Mother supporting Sextons, walking forward step by step. She was the first third gen doll among them to be completed, assembled just as a little earlier than her. Oh, so she saw that flash black. Even so, Sextons received the most of Mother's love, or perhaps even her only offering of love. Mother seems to treat Sextons as a prototype. Oh, so that's the prototype, okay. So she were a human girl, treating her as one would a daughter, though it was only for a dozen or so hours. Although she was probably only trying to test the effect of maternal love on a third-gen doll's neurocloud and the Bujim within her during the growth period. Those dozen or so hours were recorded in her neurocloud and the neurocloud of Dartur, who watched from the side. She watched how Mother carefully supported Sextons, how she gently taught her to understand the world, how she sang her lullaby while she slept. Oh, so that's why she's super jealous. Second child syndrome, yeah, she's super jealous. Before she understood who she herself was, Darcher came to know jealousy. Dang, can you imagine that's the first emotion you feel? Or remember, not love, not affection, nothing else but jealousy. Jeez. If it were me, I would absolutely never betray. At least the traitor is already... Still, she's worried again. The next time you meet Sextons, bring her back as intact as possible. Ooh, so she knows. How does she know? I'm very curious about the current state of her heart. I want to know if its nature has already changed. Mother, why would you still want that traitor? And besides, she's already been... You seem certain you have destroyed her neurocloud. By design, if her neurocloud had truly been completely annihilated, the Bujin part within her body would immediately take over the neurocloud's functions and control the frame, keeping her permanently fixed in another form. Oh, it's a safeguard measure, okay. So if the neural core is destroyed, the neurocloud is destroyed, then it should just mutate automatically. But that did not happen, did it? But I... Yeah, she's like such a kid. If Bujin's heart can reconnect into the computing process of the neurocloud, like a biological nerve, enhancing processing capacity to an extreme degree. As of now, I've only partially realized the function in Cocoon. Oh. Known. Since it is tightly fused with the neurocloud core, and since Bujin cells are capable of performing functions nearly as complex as what a brain can do, repairs to neurocloud core processes, which are normally impossible, could potentially succeed. So regaining her memories and everything. Of course, the potential chance to succeed is very low, but since she is now connected to that commander, it is best not to trust such probabilities, no matter how low they might be. This is not superstition, but my conclusion as a researcher. You will see Sixth Sense again. Resume. Back up. He will appear before me again. Dortry looked at Mother in shame. She had caused her so much trouble, yet she couldn't seem to do anything right. For an instant, Dortry feels that perhaps she does not deserve any kind of comforting at all. Her mother walks over and strokes her head at the very moment. There it is, that's like the drug right there. It's gonna give Dortry the fix. The craving that she wants, and then she's gonna work harder now. A gentle voice can be heard singing a familiar sweet song, a song that had never belonged to Dortry. Go to sleep, my precious child. Rest in your cradle, warm and cozy. Go to sleep, my precious child. Every beautiful blessing, every happiness in this world, all of it belongs to you. Dortry closed her eyes in bliss, although she already knows Mother did not sing out of love. She's never felt so content in her entire life. She's coping. Then the boundless silence surrounds Dortry, sinking her consciousness into a deep void. Mother stares with satisfaction at the transparent jar on the table labeled STR01A247. Transparent jar? That's... Yeah, that's Sexton's song. A faintly scoring polymer mass lies inside it, shimmering with a dazzling light. She still has a piece of Sexton's? Those were the Bujin cells once active within Sexton's body. Originating from the Bujin prototype, she used to grow all third-gen dolls. Nourished by a doll's neural cloud and energy, it has now taken on properties of radiation wavelengths, entirely different from Sexton's Bujin's other half. They had been excised by some kind of power, completely unholy, and what's more, they had been killed. This is her first time seeing Bujin truly die. Completely destroying Bujin cells requires only high temperatures. That is only a method of physically destroying them. Even she had never obtained Bujin this intact, a Bujin that had ceased all biological activity too. Back then, sextant will decline after a while? Oh no, she won't decline, she just won't advance anymore. Progress. The sextant of the present had become a doll not created by her. It thoroughly attained freedom and perhaps, in a certain way, became an entirely new individual. So you are capable of even such things, Commander. Fate truly does favor you very much. No, this is love. You truly are the most fearsome opponent. Fine. Task Force to Flag, contact attempt 3893, constant connection. Connection established. Moda, why are you the one answering the call? But first, okay. A certain secretary has entered a period of radio silence for the sake of the upcoming big move. So the duty of communicating with you is now mine to take over. Alva, I've read the log for this mission. Violent as ever, I see. Well, with women steaming around, that sort of thing is pretty much unavoidable. I'm on this comms channel too. Then take it as a compliment from a security doll you know. That carries real weight. Oh, Muna, a security doll. Okay, wonder what she looks like. Besides, there really wasn't any other option at the time. Thank you for understanding. Regarding the recent mission, did the organization have any feedback? Of course, I'm not rushing you. This discovery is critical. I believe it can serve as direct evidence that Perdius is completely revived, and in fact, it has integrated itself into a larger, much more terrifying existence. I understand you, but it seems the higher-ups have something they're way more concerned about. Something they're more concerned about? But what could matter more than tracking down? I know, Alva, but this is what they want. I'm aware that it will pose problems for those who work on the front lines like you. But acting in accordance with orders handed down from above is precisely our duty. Alright. Then what are the orders from above? Continue the recon mission. Keep monitoring any abnormal electromagnetic pulses. Doesn't really seem any of them are different from before. Also, maintain contact with Commander and when necessary, relay information about the Elmo back to the organization. Alva went for a moment, but no further reply can be heard from the comms. That's all? That's all. Does that mean the Commander is already safe? Well, it's at least a positive sign, isn't it? Alright, although it doesn't seem any different from what we were doing already. We'll keep up our work, since that's how the higher-ups want it. In any case, safety first. You too. The call ends. Prismuda? That's interesting. I wonder if that's a new character or a previous Griffin doll. The Elmo travels onward to the boundless desert like it always does. We're leaving Nemesis behind? Come in. Commander. What's wrong? Have you visited Helena? Yeah, Helena, she just woke up for a little bit. Told her about everything you went through recently. Was she able to understand it? More or less. Although Helena doesn't seem to fully understand it, she understands more than I expected. I wonder if we've been able to secure, the nourishment things for her yet. That is a pretty impressive improvement, because I think they wanted to use, the pharmaceutical factors in Makosh to create the nutrients for Helena. I wonder if that's already on the way. But Helena did tell me that while she was asleep, she also dreamed of a girl we weren't able to save. I don't know why, but her ability to sense that girl seems especially strong. And she also said that a girl once informed Helena of her name. The girl, I remember she was called H35, wasn't she? No, not a designation like H35 or D68. And it's a name like a human name. A name just like Melody you gave me. I pause, I went on working and looked toward Melody. Did you say what her name was? Hannah said she forgot. No, that's not right. She said that's something she shouldn't remember. Oh, well, okay. Shouldn't remember? That's a weird way to say it. I found this phrasing strange, yet it carries something that feels familiar. Yeah, that's weird. Commander, that girl seems somewhat different from us. A name that shouldn't be remembered. So does it mean it's like a name that was supposed to be severed? Like from the old timeline? I keep getting a feeling that she doesn't belong here. Bellany's scattered utterance, scratching brought a certain idea in my mind to focus. If that memory existing only in my mind truly did happen, possibilities that Nirvana showed me really do exist, then on the other side of the world, those who are pulled by the thread of fate. Yeah, I was like thinking, this Orphu, maybe it's not Lunacia. When Bridget was saying that she was referred to she and her, what if it was Orphalune? Could a reunion be possible? Oh. Do you think this means we still have a chance to save that girl? After all, Helena can still sense her even now. We definitely will. If my conjecture is true, then she must still be alive somewhere in this world. Commander, I'm so sorry. It was only after going through the whole ordeal that I realized I'd been talking about things that are really hard to achieve. I always had saving all the Helenas as my goal, but in the end, even just trying to save H35 was so difficult. But if I don't do it, more and more children will be trapped in the kind of suffering I went through before. Melanie? You won't go taller if you keep letting your mind run wild. Won't go taller? Although you and Helena share the same genes, I remember when we measured your heights last time, she was already 1 centimeter taller than you. How is that possible? I drink my milk properly, too. Belly clenches her fist, looking at me in a huff, going to find it an irrepressible smile spreading across my face. Commander, I knew it. You were lying. I'm not. It's true. If you don't believe me, go ask Mei-Ling. I'll go ask Mei-Ling in a short while. If you don't want to lose to Helena, then don't keep dwelling on such things. Melody, your priorities are to eat well and sleep well, then go taller and bigger as soon as you can. Only then will you become strong enough to fight the bad guys who are too evil and save all the Helenas. Won't you agree? I see. Alright, now go and get ready for food. It's like a mom. I remember that the many days got stuff you really like, your fried chicken and pizza. Damn, Elmo's eating good. Alright, I'll go right now. Eating better than me. Meanwhile, Melly waves goodbye to me and jogs out of the ops room. A collapsed storm has just passed. A long-absent blue sky reappears over the yellow zone. Sunlight shines down upon this desolate land. Day after day, as though nothing had ever changed. But some things do indeed change, quietly change. For instance, I finally decided to stop fixating on the chaotic past, to stop worrying over predicaments that had not yet happened, to stop excessively dwelling on the manipulations and maneuvers of powerful figures. I finally decided to take a probing step forward toward the future. I know not how far I can go up this mountain, but at the very least, if I must fall, I shall try for my remains to lay near to the summit. Perhaps, or maybe not due to the change of my state of mind, I noticed that outside the Elmo's window, in the ever-changing desert, something I've never seen before has appeared. A purple plant sways freely in the breeze at the far end of my vision. Oh, it's Orphelone's plant. As Elmo gradually moves forward, I suddenly realized that it wasn't a plant. Oh, I've rubbed my eyes. Nemesis! Ah! Nemesis! She's alive! She's alive! Damn, how she caught up. But Elmo was trucking along and Nemesis caught up. Oh, thank God. What a way to end. Oh, jeez. I want the reunion. I want to see the reunion. Oh, my goodness. Alright, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that Nemesis is okay. Well, maybe she's not okay, but she's still alive. Okay, she's not destroyed. Oh, she ordered pizza? Yeah, she ordered pizza and chicken. She's like, oh shit, I need that. Oh, that's good. This was a good event. A lot happened. Yeah, usually in the events they have like this long wind-up time. Like nothing's really happening, but here they just jumped right into it, straight to the action, and straight to the mission, and all that. And it was a good pacing. They didn't like focus completely on Sextons though, which was surprising, but her role was good enough. We learned a lot about the 3rd gen dolls. I finally learned about Mother. I love how like the 3rd gen dolls work with the Boojum cells, because we knew they had Boojum cells, but we didn't know like the full capabilities of it. Now we know that their gen dolls could actually free themselves of this code or protocol, rule, or whatever is inside them. That was good. And Ataraxis is amazing. She is amazing. So, I'm really excited to see, what she does in the future. She has so much. She has the potential to become like a really good person or a really twisted person. Really, she's because she's like very much a clean slate. It's really clever the way they did it, because they didn't really show her, give her signs where you can think of where she's gonna go. I mean, she tasted blood for the first time. She's like, interesting. She experienced a little bit of pain for the first time, and she's like intrigued, but she hasn't made up her mind. Then made the sense as to where her mind is gonna go with all the things she experienced. And Sexton has the fanciest of hats. He does. Her interior design is amazing too. It's cool that we have Defy come in. It was really, I think, to have 15 have a brief exchange against Ataraxis was really smart, because it goes to demonstrate how much more powerful Ataraxis is compared to the likes of Igla. At least with Igla, Igla was giving her all, and they were like, exchange. They were having like a almost even exchange. Though in the prolonged fight, Igla would definitely even win. But Ataraxis is a whole another beast. She would crush them all. If she really went all out and fought, she would have crushed them all, no question. They would not have stood a chance. Even with 15 there, that's how scary she potential is. But yeah, this was a really good one. You got to even see like some of the Nemesis, a little glimpse into the Nemesis' origin, because of all the Nemesis dolls. So she knew she's from that castle. She's from there. She knows like the secret passageways. She knows how to work with us Sextons, other Nemesis dolls. Now the question is like, what sets the Nemesis apart from them? Because she definitely has her own free will. There was no code, no commands that was making her turn to their side. But she is also reacting to the pulse. The why was Nemesis reacting to the pulse? He's not a third gen doll. She's been around and damaged enough times that Melee knows her frame in and out. So why is she reacting to the pulse? Why did she lose control of her frame temporarily? So she's like so mysterious. So very, very interested to see about what's gonna happen with that, with her story. I mean, it sucks like her like too, she finally met with Pertia, and then she can't really get closure for the things she wanted to do after waiting for so long, since she freed herself from but since she was rescued from the arena. And even Pertia, like, what in the world happened with that? How did she get this power exactly? Like, what were the circumstances there? And the question is it Orphalune that granted her that power? Or was it Lunacia? It's one of the two, because those are the two prominent figures in Nirvana right now. Now, granted, Lunacia is, like, deep in Nirvana. She's, like, in there, right? Behind the gate. When there's a gate into Nirvana, then the gate into, like, you know, the full place. Lunacia's in there. Orphalune didn't get through, like, to that side, but she's on the outer side, and she kind of has a lot of power there. So it would seem that if it was Orphalune that granted Perugia the, you know, strange new ability, then that means she was not dissolved inside Nirvana when she tried to destroy Chilavag. Interesting. And then the thing that Helena said, a name she shouldn't know. The real name of the Helena that they failed to rescue has a name they shouldn't know. Now that's an interesting one too. Like, what does that mean? It must be a name that belonged to someone from the previous timeline. The penis reality, you know, whatever you want to call it. So this, a lot of new questions. A lot of new questions. But I really enjoyed this event, and I guess before long we're gonna have the next one with the OTS 14. Supple and probably some more dolls. I wonder if it's probably gonna be like a double banner, right? I wonder if it's gonna be like more than just that. Could you imagine like a triple banner? That'd be freaking crazy. But yeah, that was fun. Let's go ahead and take a visit to somebody, guys. Let's see who's around. No one is playing Ghost Frontline 2. I don't think I know anyone that plays Ghost Frontline 2 that really streams it. Let me take a look. Protos, Han. Unreal Tournament for Val. Dude, Hellion is still on. You know, let's visit Hellion, because Hellion, I don't know what she's reading up to. I think she's like watching like mystery things. She's watching like JP mystery stuff, like unsolved mysteries. They're like really strange mysteries going on, but they're like based off like real, not really based off, but they are like real stories. So go ahead and read Hellion. She's rated us before, but I never really get a chance to read her. So we'll save a couple of girls. Frontline 2 raid. Did this a raid message? What time is it? Okay. We'll do this as a raid message. Yeah, Hellion's cutie. She likes to play shooters as well and things like that, but she also likes to do like just watching videos, content as well. She's really nice. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Glad that you were able to stick around to see, the second half of this event. Hope you enjoyed yourself, and if you guys pulled on Sexton Sinclair, then congratulations. Sopo should be coming around the corner, so let's look forward to that. Anyways, guys, have a good rest of the day, good rest of the week if we don't meet each other in a few days, and I will catch you guys later. You guys are the best. Alright, say hello to Hellion for me, and make sure you get enough tea to drink and all that stuff, okay? Appreciate you guys. Really, I do. Alright, take care now. Bye now, bye-bye.